Today's program is brought to you by Tito's Handmade Vodka, distilled from the first legal distillery in Texas and founded by sixth-generation Texan Bert Tito Beveridge. Tito's is American-made at its best. Since selling its first case in 1997, Tito's has come in a standard bottle with a modest paper label, so all you pay for is the high-quality vodka inside. Simple, smooth, and mixes with anything. Tito's is America's favorite vodka for a reason. 6 times distilled till it's just right, and naturally gluten-free. Tito's is a high-quality spirit made for the smoothest martinis and the best Bloody Marys. Beyond the bottle, Tito's has gained a reputation for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits around the world to serve its communities and do good for dogs. It is the vodka for dog people, after all. Make your next cocktail with Tito's and learn more at titosvodka.com. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Incorporated, Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Distilled from corn. Copyright 2025, crafted to be... I almost nailed it. Crafted to be savored... to be savored responsibly.
All right.
Are you going to make me edit that?
Just like Blake, I lost my perfect game
in the first inning.
You guys don't talk to me. I still got one cooking.
Oh, yeah.
No, yeah.
You're not supposed to mention it.
Well, there it goes.
Well, happy Business Wednesday. We're actually doing a show today. I'm Dan McDowell.
I'm Jay Kemp.
I'm Blake Jones.
You want to jump in?
I'm Julie Dobbs.
Okay.
What's up?
We're doing a show for business.
And along with Rob Chickering, Video Man. Long time ago, the skydiving chief.
He belongs here.
We are doing business today. We're at a remote. We are broadcasting live to tape at Rivian. Now, I understand this is not a showroom. Because I walked in and I said, boy, this is it's a Rivian showroom. They said no.
What do they call it? Space?
It's a space.
Shut up.
This is their new Rivian space.
Okay. Like I said, big decade for the word space.
Don't mock the space.
Which is SG. Super great.
Oh,
yeah, I love it.
Okay. Good recovery there.
This
it is
Rivian
super great.
Space.
I feel like, here's what I feel like. And we're going to get more on Rivian with closing remarks and Stu.
Stew pot.
But doesn't it feel like we're in the future here? Like you go in, like sit in one of these vehicles.
Yeah.
You're in the future.
Yeah.
It looks like the future. Like everything is the future. I got a box of water. This is the future, right?
It is. If you go to like ACL or South by Southwest, where all the tech bros are, you're gonna get those.
Okay.
Oh, you've seen these before?
This feels tech.
Yeah, very much.
Man.
You've seen
Cool enough.
boxes of water or Rivian vehicles? What are you asking about?
I've seen Rivian vehicles everywhere.
Okay, so you're more impressed by the fact that we have a box of water.
Than an all-electric vehicle drive for 350
Not more impressed.
miles.
I've seen the vehicles around. I have not seen a box of water until today. I don't know if you decide to say that makes me more impressed with the box of water than a vehicle. That's not exactly what I'm saying.
I know you're familiar with the coconut water.
Yeah.
That's big in the drinking game. And they put that in a box. But this place is sick, though. I hope we're allowed to say this. You're right. It feels like you're in like an Apple store, but for cars.
Uh-huh.
Well,
the tech is off the
in
charts.
fact, we are. So this is on Knox Street
Yeah.
in Dallas, and it is right by the Apple store. You can walk right over to the Apple store. So everything cool is over here.
Dude, check out the tables. The tables are built on like cool tech crates. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
You mean crates?
Well, yeah, I don't know, but they look like the stuff Rob uses, like gear crates.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like it's just a thing I put something in my Christmas tree in.
Right. Yeah.
So we're impressed by everything surrounding the vehicles, but then also the vehicle is like the main reason we're here. But you should go in one of those.
I
Can
told
you
you
test drive
yesterday.
these today or this weekend?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
I
they
think
got a
they're
big
doing a
one.
lot of that.
Actually, Stu offered to let you drive one during the break, if you would like.
Me?
Either of you.
Oh.
Not me. Either of you.
Okay.
He said
That's the way it should be.
he said he didn't trust me.
I don't do the test drives.
Why not?
Too much pressure.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he knew I would haul ass in it.
Yeah.
So
I'm in. Let's do it. But I guess we are here for their grand opening, they said, we want you here on our grand opening day. This is the very first day. Like if you search Rivian in your iPhone, you will not find it on Apple Maps.
You know what you will find?
No.
The Gulf of America. They're changing it.
Really?
On Google and Apple Maps.
Saw that.
Excellent. Well, then everything's fine.
Gulf of America.
I was really hoping that would happen this year. No, so what is the address here?
3101? Is that right?
3010.
3010.
3010 Knox in Dallas. And today is the grand opening, but apparently all weekend they got big stuff going on. Here's Julie to expand on what I just said.
Yeah, they've got.
Oh, I thought you're the one who knew.
They got stuff
You
going on all
always-
weekend.
you
They got
always
happy
do
hours
this.
out here.
Here, how about this?
My
You
job is to
said-
pass the information off to
Just
you
someone
guys.
do it.
A tailgate / happy
Here.
hour with Nomad Grills
I
and
have it
beer
here
from
now.
Vector Brewing.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
Hey, Blake, I was thinking the Perot Museum with their tech truck. That it
well,
would be
yes,
here.
yes, with the family-friendly STEM activities.
Big STEM family.
A mobile golf simulator will be there all afternoon on Saturday with a closest to the hole competition.
Mobile, like, so you move on a thing while you're.
No. That means it's coming here.
Oh.
Okay.
I thought it was like
will be here.
There's a target, but you're on a trailer bed that's going back and forth.
And then
that'd
Jake,
be awesome.
Jake, I know how you like to work out in public.
yeah?
You can work out here on Sunday morning with the Adaptive Training Foundation.
Wow.
So lots of tech stuff surrounding these awesome vehicles. Rivian.
And fitness.
Go to Rivian.com.
And golf.
Can I give the URL, please?
Yeah, go for it.
Can you chill for a second? You too?
I haven't said a word.
It's Rivian.com/spaces/Dallas.
Man,
Spaces right there.
true collaborative effort.
I told you guys yesterday that when I saw one of these in drop-off line at Nora's school last year, I was stunned because I didn't know we were doing new types of cars. Just kind of had
Okay, back up. What do you mean?
We just had like the
There's
one,
always been new cars out in the
new
world.
makes and new like types, new models, but the make of the car, I'm like, where'd that come from?
It's like a whole new breed.
We've just kind of been doing the same ones for a long time, and now we've got a couple new ones, and this is one of them. And I was like very
Yeah.
jealous when I first saw it.
We've got one in the
competition.
neighborhood too.
It's competition. It's the market, bruh.
Competition, the electric vehicle market.
We've got one cruising around our neighborhood, and that guy just kind of like walks a little taller than everybody. He's kind of cocky. He knows what he's doing. Everyone does a double take, like, ooh,
It's deserved.
what's
It
that
is
car?
deserved.
The ladies love him, you
Yeah.
know.
Looks like he probably hikes.
Yes, probably.
You know.
He probably uses tech crates for his things in his house.
Actually, I think they were telling me that to own one of these before they let you sign, you have to be able to start a fire with sticks.
Oh.
Ooh, Dan.
Because
Yeah.
they don't want any posers in the club.
And
I wouldn't be able to do
I have a good
that.
relationship with Stu, so he'll believe me that I can do that.
I was under the impression you could do that right now.
Yeah, I mean, I could if I really had to, but I don't.
They got
We're inside. It's
there's
comfortable
really
here.
no point in mentioning that they have tacos here because we're not live right now, but they do have tacos.
Okay.
They do have tacos.
So by the time this thing releases,
Hey, bring some Tupperware. Maybe you got a
drive back
shot.
here and get some remnants.
It's all good for the theater of the mind, right? As people are listening, they can envision where we're at, what we're looking at,
Box water,
tacos in our tummies. Yes.
But we are inviting people to come out all weekend long, and really for the next decade or so, or more.
Sure.
Want to predict how long Rivian will be in business here in this location?
Longer than
Oh,
us.
10. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think that's even
Forever.
on the table.
Because they create the future.
Is that a tagline?
Rivian.
You said the
We
cars
create
do.
the future.
You said everything's from the future here, so they kind of create it, right? Of course they're going to exist for a long time. They own it. They own the future. They created the future car.
That's a great point, Julie.
Thank you very much.
I want her to be their new Angie
I have
Stevens.
a college degree.
Like the lady that did the car ads on the Rangers game.
Yeah.
That's what I want her to be. Just
you
standing
like-
in
you
front
like
of a
her,
bunch
Dan?
of Rivians.
Wouldn't that be a great bit? Yeah,
she's
I like
just-
her. I like you. I like ladies.
I mean, we've told this story before, but
Thanks.
I tried to get her to do a liner for one of the bad radio shows. It was 4,000, 5,000, somebody's birthday, whatever. And I didn't know this because I don't know that much about the world of media, but I called like Grand Prairie Ford because that's the ad they would always run during Rangers games. She'd be out there and she'd walk up to a car and its lights would start flashing. I'm like, oh, she's so hot that the car just flashes lights. So I called the dealership. I'm like, I'd like to speak with Mrs. Angie Stevens. They're like, what the fuck? And I eventually got on the phone with somebody, and they're like, oh, she doesn't, like, work here. That's just a lady who flies around the country and does this for 20 or 30 other dealerships.
So disappointing.
You moron.
So disappointing.
I'm like,
I've
what?
always thought she was in my hood.
I know.
Like, yeah. Like, if I stop, oh, she's just not here now. Like, that's one of the allures of going there. You might run into Angie Stevens.
You
I
might
know.
see Angie.
I know. And
Because
they were
it's
really
not like
confused.
she's a smoking hot model or anything.
No, but
She's like just right there.
slightly at the attainable line.
Yeah. Like
Just
probably
enough.
unattainable.
Yeah, and I mean, if I, head out there to get
Everything
a
went
vehicle,
right. Yeah, maybe if
So
she
I want Julie to do that for Rivian, but have really no firm grasp of the tech. Look at this. This is the
Yeah.
future.
I
Holding
could
a
just
box
like
of water.
choose energy the whole thing.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Like, yes, just make stuff up and be really confident in what I'm saying about the future and the cars.
Yeah.
They got lots of people who know stuff that you don't though.
Well, that's definitely true.
That's their tag. We've got lots of people that know stuff that you don't.
And a mobile golf simulator this weekend.
So on today's program, I look and I see possible baseball. Let's go. Let's not
Whoa! We got a
get insane.
baseball watch issued.
But it's very possible that we could work that in. I see a Jason Kelce TV show review.
Oh, nice. I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it yet.
It's Thursday. Well,
I watched it.
it's our
so you don't have
Thursday
to.
show on a Wednesday.
Okay. But we're in the future.
And that's when we
too.
do Gummy Thoughts, brought to you by Early Bird CBD. That'll be later. Also, a Thursday staple, we do the big mail thingy. We read all our...
The Thursday viewer mail follow-up extravaganza inclement fossil thing.
We usually just do a big mailbag on Thursday, viewer mail. And we will do that today on our fake Thursday on Wednesday.
You getting that physical tomorrow?
I will get my physical Friday.
Okay.
Did you know? Do you know today's? Well, whatever. So one of the viewer mail pieces was mailed to us by that guy over there,
Scene?
Sean. That's right. And that might lead us into our first sporty segment, which is going to do with football. And Sean indicates that we are over footballed. I don't know how you feel about that. You know, many years ago I declared the United States to be over bearded.
Oh, yeah.
Then grew a beard myself, and just to join in, the United States over baconed. Mm-hmm. Way over baconed.
Over Snoop Dogged.
You might say over Snoop Dogg. You might say
Over
suburbs.
McAfee.
Do you think suburbs are over roundabouted?
Oh.
It's not a problem for me.
I
but
love 'em.
It does. Okay.
But they didn't used to this didn't used to be the case. But now there's just a roundabout every intersection.
I do.
Not where I live.
There's not very
Suburbs.
many
You don't
in-
live in the suburbs,
There's not
I
very
guess
many
not.
in Collin County.
really?
Yeah.
Just the high-tone suburbs.
I
Yes.
appreciate it. Definitely is a high-tone suburb thing, but I appreciate the marketing department on that one. Like it
what?
sounds like something that like a little British street urchin. What are we going to call this? Oh, a bit of a roundabout. Like, that's what they came up with.
It sounds nice
Or
and
you drive
pleasant.
around about. Yeah.
Yeah, right around there. Anyway, Scene says we're not over footballed the sport because, we do love football. Can't wait for that Pro Bowl skills competition this week.
To sit down the family.
He said, but the use of the word football
Okay.
would suggest that people don't know what sport we are talking about. So when talking about football, not just Mike McCarthy and Tony Romo, he attached an example of audio where he was listening, I think, to a competing podcast, and they were talking about, here it is.
He had some games where he turned the football over. And then I don't know if it was as a team, if it was a meeting, if it was just subconscious, but they said, hey, we've got Saquon Barkley. We've got the best offensive line in football. And our defense is coming on with Vic Fangio. Now I think it's the best defense in football. Like, you don't have to be a superhero. Let's just not turn the football over.
That is interesting if you think about it compared to other sports, right? You don't
you shoot the
kick
basketball,
save of the puck.
Good rebound of the basketball there.
Yeah. Look at him up there throwing that baseball.
Right.
The baseball is hit out to left field.
The best player in baseball.
He shoots the hockey puck in there.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. That's what you get from seeing, though.
That is what you get from seeing. Good points. And so that's just a teaser for the big Thursday viewer mail bag thing.
Okay. I like it.
And it also helps lead us into actual sports talk today, which will have to do with a new coach, and his opening day press conference with a team. But it is not the one we've been covering the last 2 days. It is a different one. And it will be brought to us by One Day Doors and Closets.
Hey, Julie.
I was just talking to a lady yesterday who said blow
me up.
She said the One Day Doors and Closets guys were over her house. And I said, well, what are you wearing? And she's like, no, I'm trying to tell you about the One Day Doors thing. And in fact, I just bought some new doors because you never know how bad your doors are until you kind of look around your house. Well, this lady joins us now.
Oh, yes, it's me.
Would not tell me what she was wearing.
Yes, it's me, the Rivian spokeslady from the future, to talk about One Day Doors and Closets.
So what do they do?
They came over to my house yesterday. Josiah is the owner of the Dallas location. And it's just really cool because, like Dan said, you don't think about, first of all, your doors very much at all.
Yeah, but I already said all that. What
in your house? Well, just give me a second.
Oh, okay.
I feel like I'm dealing with my husband here.
All right.
Just give me a second.
Well, I probably sympathize with him.
Yeah. I was gonna
Let's
say,
get to the point there.
I'm definitely waiting for you to finish this up.
I like telling a story, no?
Yeah, well, no, we're not story time. We're now just doing a spot.
Well, he's my friend.
Oh, okay.
I think the thing is they can do any kind of doors.
I like true partnerships.
Now
I
what
like
they
getting
do-
to know these people.
What they do
I'm
is
not
they
just
install
doing
the door,
spots,
but then they'll
Dan.
come back tomorrow and uninstall them, right? So
yeah.
you install them for your party, and then they'll come take it away.
No, it's not.
Because they give it to you for one day.
No, it's not a one-day use door.
Oh,
Yeah.
they have 1 day to install.
Right.
Oh,
So you know what we're doing?
that's even better.
Yeah.
You get to keep the door.
Yeah, it's all really quick, and they have some cool technology where they can just take one of those little laser things and go boop, 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 around the door and
laser.
measure it, and then they put it into this machine, and
Yeah.
then it creates the perfect door for your situation. And they're wonderful quality, and then they come back, they put it on basically same day. They can save you 30 to 50% of your money compared to those big box stores or handymen, and they're offering a really great special right now.
F them big box stores is what I say.
Buy one, get one free, people.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
OneDayTexas.com/promo30.
for reals.
One Day Doors and Closets. Yes. we will
940-969-4790.
Throw it over to Blake for this intro press conference. I really like what we're doing here, though. It's just, let's see if we can find an opening press conference that was worse than the Cowboys and just kind of hone in on that.
Yeah, I was thinking, I really enjoyed when you guys used to do, like, Who's Got It Better Than Us, where it's like every team probably has a crazy owner or a inadequate coach or something. It's something to make you feel better. Yeah, as a Cowboys fan. So probably should set this up that the Jaguars hired Liam Coen under really weird circumstances, where he interviewed, did not take the job, then the Jaguars fire their general manager, and then he kind of disappears for a little bit. He had gone back to Tampa. And then once they fire the GM, then he's back in Jacksonville, and then he gets the job.
Very strange.
Not setting low expectations.
No.
Like and I know this is going to happen with anybody. You get paid a lot, or you start a thing, and it's like, okay, you're the guy, huh? Well, you made us fire our GM. We did it for you.
Yeah.
Like, not only are we paying you top dollar, we fired the GM, like, we got you back in the fold here. Almost a Deshaun Watson type thing. Like, hey, I don't want to go to the Browns. No. Well, what if we do all this? Okay, we'll do all that, So
Yeah,
he's setting himself
ante
up.
has been up.
It's the opposite of the Cowboys.
And you have to take it.
Yeah.
Because Schottenheimer they lowered the bar hiring him. A guy in-house, not a candidate. Liam Coen was highly regarded, and they fired their general manager, who they were not going to part ways with, to get this guy. And so I saw I do want to bring up his appearance because Jake called him the Hunchback of Notre Dame or something. He kind of looks like it. I have heard that he looks like the fake Sean Bass, and I tend to agree.
I think Sean Bass is a good-looking dude, and does not look like Quasimodo to me. So put me in a real awkward spot there, bud,
I can see some Sean here, is what I'm saying. So there was a viral clip that went around. He kind of sounded like an idiot on local TV, and I thought maybe he sounded like an idiot for an hour at the press conference. So maybe we call this just a clip or something. So
yeah, I get it.
Their press conference was very techie, kind of like this Rivian space. They have like a show that introduces it to it, then it like zooms in to this very modern-looking space. Like the Cowboys one was very Jerry.
Yeah.
It's his family up there. Their son is in their eyes. It's whatever. But this was very techie, and they hired this football guy, and he wants to relate to Jacksonville. So he decides, hey, I know what your saying is.
It is players over plays. How do we make this as much about the players and making this about bringing out the best in you? That's what this is about. Jacksonville, the community, Duval. How do we do this together?
That's bad.
Duval.
Yeah, that was a viral clip. I don't know what that means.
Duval County.
That's what it is?
Or
Do they yell that at the games or something?
They have been for a while.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry. I don't watch as many Jacksonville Jag games as you seem to.
I don't, but I mean, I'm aware. Maybe I'm alone.
Okay.
But it's a thing. Yeah. It's one of the. It's
like it
they don't have many things.
Okay, it seems like that's a bad bit. Like, what is? Doesn't I don't know.
It just it's probably like if you live down there, you think of Duval County as like a specific, like a borough in New York. You're like, this is our thing.
I remember Jacksonville was a bad bit though. We went there for the Super Bowl.
It can't be good.
It's terrible.
Yeah, no, I don't. It seems like a very undesirable place to me. By the way, that guy kind of sounds like Josh Bogorod. Keep an ear out for it.
Okay. I've got another bad bit. He was talking to his family at the press conference.
Family.
You might think, the big check brought him to Jacksonville. The opportunity.
Love this bit. Not that.
It's not the big payday. It's not the prestigious job of coaching in the NFL. It kind of comes down to his kids.
Ashley, you have made me a better person
talking to his
every
wife.
single day. And I would not be here without you. You make me better. You make us better.
Guess who cheated on
You
his
will
wife
make Jacksonville
before?
better. I love you.
Love.
Do we need that?
We love.
Let's pause this. So let me just take
Boy,
you.
nothing gets Dan fired up more than
Let
a
me
guy
just take
loving
you-
his wife. Like, what is this?
I want Belichick talking about football. I don't want to.
That guy's gone.
You think now it's all Duval and social media posts?
Yes,
and
of course.
loving my wife publicly, like just do your job. Do your job.
Dan, he would not be there without her.
Yes, he would. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
My sons, Jackson and Callahan.
Would you like to rate the
Pause,
names?
yeah, pause.
Would you like to rate the names?
I mean, I know
Started strong.
I know Jackson is cliche, but I do like it a lot.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted it, especially since it appears they spell it Jackson.
Okay.
Callahan,
JX.
that's a no-go.
Right.
Callahan, I don't know. That one's questionable. Does feel kind of old school.
Both last names as first names.
yeah, that's just the way.
I can't picture a baby named Callahan. Like, that's a
Cal.
male.
Yeah.
Are they thinking ahead? They want to call him Cal?
Yeah, maybe.
My sons, Jackson and Callahan. wild. Jacksonville, Callahan Town. I mean, here we go.
No. Oh, it's getting so bad.
What an opportunity for them.
Wait, what's he doing?
Well, his son is
How
named
is this
Jackson.
an opportunity for them?
To grow up in Jacksonville.
He's Jackson in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Don't you get it?
I think he's legally becomes the mayor at 18. Yeah, we had other offers from Callahanburg, but
This actually goes to Scene's point, how we overuse the term football. This kind of short-circuited me.
Been a lot of speculation, but we haven't heard it from you. You will be calling offensive plays.
Yes, Rick, absolutely. We'll be calling football plays.
Football plays.
Yeah, I'll be calling.
Scene.
Thank you for specifying that. We weren't real sure.
I'll be calling the football plays. If you don't know.
Okay.
Typically it's the reporters that are like, "Hey, Liam, so excited you're here. Welcome to Jacksonville. Ready to get started." It's kind of the other way around. This guy kind of pandered to the journalists.
You were able to be here in Jacksonville during training camp, during joint practices. I'm curious what you were able to learn about maybe the team a little bit, and then obviously the facility and all that.
Yeah, great question, Demetrius.
If you could just describe the last 4 or 5 years going back and forth, and perhaps how strategically maybe even this has set you up for this opportunity here today.
That's a great question.
What are you hoping to gain in that 2-week process?
It's a great question.
How you were able to take a ground game that struggled in Tampa, 80 yards a game, 88 yards a game, and make it one of the best in the NFL in 1 year?
It's a great question.
Working for guys like Sean and Todd in Tampa, what did you learn from them, just what it takes to be a leader of an entire program?
That's a good one, John.
No. So
John, that's a good one.
everything about him is the opposite of Belichick.
Yeah.
yeah, that's the great question thing is funny. I used to, when I first started out interviewing people, I would get super psyched when they'd say that.
Oh, my God, I still do.
Well, the problem would be they would say it to me, and then they would say it to Dan, and I'd be
Yeah.
like, "No, that wasn't even. That was
I had
a
a way better question.
mid-ass question."
Right. No,
Now,
I
so
remember.
now I know it doesn't matter.
Right, and I know, like, Jason Kidd will do it, like, to everybody.
Yeah,
And
great
it's
question.
but at
Nico, too.
At first, you're kind of fired up, like,
Yeah.
oh, hell yeah, I asked a really good question.
Maybe I'll end up working for the team.
So
Like, is CNN watching now? Maybe they'll hire me.
And so now let me bring you the best part. They go on, they take questions for 45 minutes. He says, great question to everybody. He is ultra nice, loves his family. We get it. Then they decide to bring the mayor up.
What?
Which I thought, how has Sports Mayor not glommed onto one of these yet?
Because they can't. There's nobody in Dallas that would do it.
It's not actually Dallas. Yeah, they're either in Frisco or Arlington or
Yeah, he doesn't.
Jacksonville that's the only thing there.
Yeah.
There is no other city around Jacksonville.
And I guess they had
for 40 miles.
The city had something to do with getting them, maybe, but I don't know. I just when they were introducing the mayor of Jacksonville, I thought, boy, this was made for Sports Mayor. How has he not done this?
Oh, it kills him. It kills him.
Well, maybe
for
he,
sure.
Maybe he sees this and he's gonna start getting in there. So one thing you need to know was they asked Liam that basically kind of sucks playing in Jacksonville. That's why we play all these London games. And his answer to that was, yeah, we're gonna play really well in London. My wife loves the city of London.
Okay.
We're gonna do really well over there.
Great.
Awesome.
All right, so up comes the mayor of Jacksonville.
Yeah, thank you, gentlemen. We do have one more very, very important order of business, and to get that going, it's my pleasure to introduce the mayor of Jacksonville, Donna Deegan.
Donna?
Female.
A lady mayor? What's next?
Thank you. Thank you so much. What a wonderful day for Jacksonville. This is all about Jacksonville.
Would you like to?
Hell yeah.
Dan now seeing a picture of Donna Deegan.
I will vote for her. I don't know what party she is.
I had to serve one up to Hornball Uncle Dan here.
Yeah, it's going well over there.
Future coach, and we're excited to have you here. But
I'm on that press conference and I'm pointing right over there like this is why I'm here.
Yeah.
You know, everybody has every city has a team and money and all that, and I got my old bag and the two kids over there, but
you got a hot mayor?
Yeah, you got a hot mayor.
Thank you so much. What a wonderful day for Jacksonville. This is all about Jacksonville's future, Coach, and we're excited to have you here. But I would be remiss if I didn't mention something really important about Jacksonville's past.
Uh-oh.
As I was walking in this afternoon,
we were slate trading.
Mark told me that we lost Betty Petway today.
Wait.
And,
sorry, pause it. Go
Betty-
back. I was talking. What'd she say?
I don't know who this person was. She was very influential in getting the Jags to Jacksonville. But
40 years ago or whatever?
She appears to be the wife of their former owner.
So,
all right, what are we doing? We're introducing another lady?
Well, we can't.
She's not alive?
She died that day.
Oh, that day?
Yeah.
But
so the wife of a former owner died.
Yeah.
And we need to bring this up in this press conference.
And also,
off the top.
We've congratulated this guy for 45 minutes. Here's the mayor. Hey, it's a somber day in Jacksonville. Congratulations, Coach. However, we did lose a valued member.
Hey, Coach Coen, if you could just say a few words about it. Well,
so somehow they get through
Betty.
this.
As I was walking in this afternoon, Mark told me that we lost Betty Petway today. And Betty and Tom Petway were two of the driving forces behind the fact that we even have a Jacksonville Jaguars team to talk about today. So as somebody who has loved this team since before we learned we had it, I'll say Godspeed to Betty and to Coach on behalf of the entire city. Every resident here and Jaguar fans everywhere. We welcome you to Jacksonville. I would say that, it really was wonderful to meet Ashley and your beautiful children. Truly, I mean, Jackson and Callahan. Fate, you think, shot, or perhaps Kismet?
Get it because of their names?
Mm-hmm.
It was fate that brought Jackson and Callahan to Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a city called Callahan, or did he also mention that? Is that why he also?
I don't know. I don't
Callahan
know.
County,
My only guess was
Callahan Drive.
Tallahassee, but I don't know. I really don't know.
Callahan's just riding the coattails of Jackson in the scenario.
Yeah, it sounds like
just,
it.
They can't just say one without the other because that'll
Sounds
make the
like
other
it.
kid feel very sad.
So she brings it up. It's Kismet because of Disney, and it's good luck that brought him there. And then we have the tour guide laughter
Jackson and
underneath.
Callahan. Fate, you think, shot, or perhaps Kismet? You took my joke. I had to do something with it.
That's good.
But
Oh, that was her material?
That was the owner. That's good, Miss Deegan.
Shot, or perhaps Kismet? You took my joke. I had to do something with it.
That's good.
But seriously, this partnership is so important to the city of Jacksonville. We love this city with all our hearts. And Ashley, I look forward to the next time, maybe a year from now, when your husband is talking about your favorite city. He says, Jacksonville. Jacksonville is her favorite.
Not London.
It was London.
Paris.
The top
no.
spot, but
New York City. No, maybe by this time next year it's Jacksonville.
Talking about your favorite city, he says, Jacksonville. Jacksonville.
Even the crowd laughs.
Crowd who lives in Jacksonville.
No one's going to ever say that.
I don't know.
Actually, I look forward to the next time, maybe a year from now, when your husband is talking about your favorite city. He says, Jacksonville. Jacksonville is her favorite city. We love this city with all our hearts, and we couldn't be more thrilled to have you here and welcome you to our community. You're going to love the people here, and we're going to love you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
when you Google what to do in Jacksonville, there's like a little Google-created list, and it says, is there anything fun to do in Jacksonville, Florida? Things to do in Jacksonville. And the first bullet point is go mural hunting.
What?
So they paint stuff on
So you just
walls
sort of
there?
wander about downtown or wherever, and you're like, oh, look, a big wall that someone painted. I'm on a mural.
There's got to be more to that story. Like,
It's what it says.
there must be some really cool murals, or maybe they're like scavenger hunts and they're all
Let's see.
connected to each other.
In London, you got the Tower of London. You
Yeah,
got the
but
British Museum.
Here
you got
I could get you a
Buckingham
painting
Palace.
of that on a wall.
But no, Jacksonville. But
Well-
congratulations to Jackson Coen.
I mean, the truth is nobody knows how any of this is going to work out. We all laughed at the Nick Sirianni press conference.
Oh, yeah.
And that wasn't even when he talked about the flowers and the soil. That was when he talked
Yeah.
about smart teams and
systems
of preparation. He was full,
just wasn't making any
Chris
sense.
Farley show. So you never know.
These guys have to be so nervy, right? But it's just a lot to take somebody on their first time talking to their new city, their new team, in front of all their bosses, and then answering questions from the new media that they're going to see every day, put a bunch of bright lights on them. Some people can handle it, and some people can't. And I think that's what we're seeing.
Who's their GM? That might be the more important thing. Is he allowed to do the hiring?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they don't have one right now, to my knowledge. For a while, it was Shad Khan's son. But I think he's off in wrestling now.
Okay,
they own a wrestling league.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, I do kind of like the Shanahan model because I do believe a good head coach can be the difference in 3 or 4 wins, which is huge. You know, I don't think in Major League Baseball a manager can affect his team in a negative or positive way for a quarter of their wins, where I think in football that can be done. Like, I truly believe that Bill Parcells came in and with the same group could be 4 wins better than Dave Campo. And I think he was. So
I agree.
I don't, now is this that guy? I don't know. Also, like, if a certain organization is put together correctly, maybe you are able to interchange coaches. I don't know that as well. Like, Philadelphia has done pretty well.
With Howie?
With Andy Reid, but then, yes, Howie Roseman. Wasn't Chip Kelly kind of moved Howie Roseman down the hall, right?
Literally. Like, they had him managing equipment for a couple years. But they didn't fire him, so you don't think that guy had a day of like, need me back now.
Yeah.
Funny it is.
But
and
he's
then he
obviously
started winning
great.
Again. Yeah.
So perhaps the Brian Schottenheimer thing, well, look, no matter what, it's a terrible hire. It's a terrible hire.
No, I know.
Can you say no matter what, though? Like, what if he comes out and
Well,
wins a whole bunch of games?
It's
and has
good for Jerry.
And it might
Great
work
season.
out, but it could still be a terrible hire based on process. Like, they did not do this normally. They didn't do it the way anybody else does.
It's not going to work out, Julie. Not everything has to have a sunny side in the world. I know that's your disposition, but
well, by the way, yesterday I was at
It's not going to work out.
We probably first year's probably a 7 and 10. I'm up to 9 now.
You're up to what?
9 and 8.
Why?
A lot of talent on that roster.
Didn't we say that going into this year?
Injuries, bad luck.
Oh,
Schedule
won't happen again.
Just looked up
drinking the Kool-Aid
Jaguar.
again.
That's my job.
I know.
Jaguars potential GM, and the leader in the clubhouse is the Bears assistant general manager, who is black. So the Bears would get 2 third-round picks if Jacksonville plucks him from Ryan Poles' administration. We just talked about this like a month ago, the benefit to having guys in your pipeline. You can do that, or you can just hire all the guys that you knew their dad. And then it turns out those guys are usually white.
Do you think there is kind of a spate of GM openings? There seems to be a few of them.
Yeah.
Is that a word? Spate?
Scene, you gonna?
This is interesting. I don't know anything about this word.
Spate, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that just means like a smattering, right?
Large number of similar things.
Okay.
Okay, I feel
Good
like.
job, Dan.
Do you feel like there's a spate this year?
You got to give credit where credit is due.
Yeah. No, that's good.
Like, is 3 openings a spate?
Out of
30.
10%?
No one knows what to say.
Anyway, the point is, did this help Will McClay get a nice extension, which he got today?
Seems like it.
It had to have. And
Because
that's the unfortunate thing is that
he is the GM of the Cowboys without getting to tell people he's the GM. He gets paid like the GM.
Yes.
He has a great setup. I think he has the duties of a GM. I think he's the one scouring rosters across the league.
How do you know he has the same duties?
He does.
Do you take a look at him?
Yeah.
Is that a poop joke?
Yeah.
That's a poop joke.
You're on probation.
And she was smiling when she said it like, man, this is going to kill. Once these guys get what I'm really saying.
Yeah, I kind of lost my train of thought there. It's a poop joke. What Will McClay can't do is he has no control over the budget at all. And I know the owner does control that, but he can't like say, hey,
yes, let's lock in CD now because we got some free agents to sign.
Yeah. So he's falls a little short of the full role on that part. But no, him and his people are what keep this team relevant. They're one of the best drafting teams in the NFL. Verifiably. Everybody has misses. But that's why they don't get bad enough for Jerry to do anything crazy or drastic or risky like Dion or Belichick or whatever, because they're always going to have pretty good players.
So they're just good enough, too, to still be able to market.
Sure.
And keep the chatter going. And, what do they have to do to get over that hump?
Yeah.
Like, this is a great place for them to be talked about all the time. Obviously, it'd probably be great also if they won all the time.
But
like
not
if
if
they were Kansas City.
Not if they won all the time and nobody was talking about Jerry. Like, if they won a lot, even Dion is a threat.
Right. No one's talking about Lamar Hunt.
No.
Or is
Clark?
It's Clark Hunt?
Yeah.
Clark Hunt?
But
Always
if
a tough word.
let's say they hypothetically do win a Super Bowl in the next 2 years.
The Cowboys?
Yes. As much as Jerry thinks that the nation is out there thinking about the Schottenheimer family first Super Bowl, no one gives a shit. All anybody's going to talk about is Jerry. And they might get to, like, you guys, what's his name? It's Brian?
The nation has
We'll
not
interview
been
him
talking
next.
about the Schottenheimer family.
No, that's
getting-
what I'm saying, is that nobody cares.
Right.
Whereas if Dion had come here and won,
It's Dion Super Bowl.
it's Jacksonville, or is it Jackson or Jacksonville? State to Colorado, to back to the NFL. Like, that's a massive story. And so is Belichick.
Yeah,
So
that would be
round and round we
that would
go.
be Jerry doing something he didn't want to do.
Yeah.
He bit the bullet. He signed Belichick, and look at what happened.
Look at what happened.
Belichick, Giants coach, 2026.
Okay.
That's where I'm at now.
Did you see
Belichick and Arch?
Ooh.
Absolutely. Doesn't it all make sense?
Yeah.
I think the Maras took the page from Jerry's book and said, we're not going to fire a coach that's still under contract and fire a GM that's still under contract. They're watching all the Hard Knocks clips over and over, just like we are. And they're going to suck this year. They're going to have a real high draft pick and a good quarterback class. And, yeah, they'll have Arch Manning and Bill Belichick.
One person
How
Big
great
Bill
would that
might
be?
have to fight off on that job is looks like the big man's going to be chilling in the barn this year.
True.
He removed himself from consideration for the Saints job, which appears to be Kellen Moore's gig.
If he wants it.
Dude, I didn't even think
How
about
could he
this.
say no, right?
I don't remember who I heard talking about this, but Cliff removed himself because Cliff is living about as good as you can live, right? He's still being paid as a head coach.
From Arizona?
Yeah. That's why it was so shocking when they fired him, is because they had just signed Kyler, Cliff, and the GM. They fired the GM, and like a year later they fired Cliff. So he's like, why would I want to go do that?
So why not bring Cliff here?
Because
Former head coach.
He would cost a lot.
Okay,
He'd be
that's
super expensive because you'd have to pay him
Absolutely.
to leave for a lateral move.
no. I'm saying head coach.
No. I just
Would you have been into that over Brian
yeah.
Schottenheimer?
Yes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's what Brian Schottenheimer did to me, was lowered the bar to guys that I would be really excited if they came.
Like Cliff.
Yeah.
Cliff.
Somebody who's already failed as a head coach in the NFL.
I heard. Yeah.
Well, sometimes you need that.
KT was
I
talking
agree.
about this.
I'm not saying it wouldn't work, but that's the bar being lowered, I think, in our brains, too.
Remember the one year, or I think it was a year, that Ben McAdoo was a consultant?
Yeah.
Like, that's basically the same job Schottenheimer did.
For the Cowboys?
Yeah. He was just an offensive consultant. That guy would have been, that's lower on your list, right? Than Brian Schottenheimer?
Who are they looking at for OC right now? Do you know?
No.
Because I read Bieniemy is out interviewing. You know, he interviewed in New England, and they ended up going back with Josh McDaniels. How about a Bieniemy here?
Boy, didn't UCLA fire him?
I think he
I
may
have no
some-
idea what he's been doing.
He may have some problems.
He was with
interviewing.
Washington, right?
That was
Bieniemy
for like
was
a
2
year,
years
right?
ago, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But then the players hated him?
Look, you guys, I don't care who you put in there, because at the end of the day, it's the shoddy show. And somebody else can come carry a clipboard, but full faith in Brian Schottenheimer
You know,
to really turn this thing around.
I bet you he got in front of Jerry and was like, you know what? I think we need to run the football. And I bet that just resonated with Jerry. Because, I don't know, you can check me on this. You have better access to these things and stats. But he was saying things that he is all about that he did not do in Seattle.
Oh, yeah.
So I think he knows what to say.
Yeah, I had to defer to my head coach.
It's a great bit to be like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
But the things he was saying in the press conference is like Shanahan buzzwords.
What do you want me to do? Have my own opinion and like do things my way?
How do you think I got this job?
Why would I have been hired to do that?
No, the funny thing is Blake's right. It's just like we're gonna be aggressive and force turnovers.
Well,
in basketball, you might hear like, we're gonna defend as a team. If you get hired as an offensive coach in football now, you got to talk about motion.
Which is what he brought up, and
Everybody
the Cowboys
wants
did not
to talk
do last
motion.
year. He brought up tempo, which the Cowboys did not do.
It's just all the basic Madden principles.
And then he was like, we're going to run
that.
cut splits when he didn't do that in Seattle. I just think he knew what to say to Jerry to get him to think that he's the next Shanahan.
15 years later.
He had the buzzwords.
All right, my
he won't make Christmas.
Oh wait, dude, you've got to accept it.
No,
it's not going anywhere. He's here.
Just give him a shot.
I've
got more where this came from. I mean, come on.
Did you invite her?
I'm just gonna sit over here and take my shots today. Okay.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Just let it happen.
So I told you guys about this a couple weeks ago. Haven't had a chance to bring it up on the show. I don't think. Both of you said we haven't played any of this. So I'm going to trust you. Because in my head, I've already done like this whole segment, I think. But Jason Kelce has a late night show on ESPN. Comes on at, I think, midnight Central, 1 a.m. Eastern.
What if we mention that Jason Kelce show review brought to you by Franco & Franco, personal injury attorneys, at 214 or 817, then 333-3333. They know the tricks of the insurance companies. They are out to, the insurance companies, you end up fighting with them. Well, no, you don't, because Franco & Franco will take on that fight for you.
Yeah, you're already in a very hectic, hairy situation when you're involved in a car accident. Don't make it any worse by having to field those insurance people calls on your own. Let them do it for you. They know what they're doing. They know the tricks of the trade that they're up to on the insurance side. 214-817, and then just start hitting the 3 until a partner picks up, because that's who you'll talk to. Frankel's. So I believe there's been 3 episodes of this show, and much like with Bacon, Beards, Snoop Dogg, we're over Kelce now. It's not their fault. I'm not mad at him for, hey, Beth. I'm not mad at him for going and getting their ESPN money or whatever, like just cash in, I guess. And I think they're likable enough people, but it's like anything else we do. People seem to kind of like this thing. So some executives like, what if we put it on all the time, everywhere, and jam it down everyone's throat and overexpose it and put it outside of its comfort zone until everyone hates it, and then we'll do it again.
Hey, that Geico Caveman commercial is funny. What if we made like a sitcom? Do you remember that?
Oh, I
that
very
existed.
much remember that. The Geico Caveman. See, at first I thought you were doing Trump from his vlog. That Geico ad is horrible.
No, but I'm saying that was just too much.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's a funny little commercial.
Yeah.
We don't need a half hour a week about it.
What about Jake from State Farm? That was a singular funny commercial.
Yeah.
That they've now turned into a giant personality.
The biggest shocker is that Jake from State Farm has not been turned into a Marvel character like in the Avengers
just wait.
or something.
That's a good idea.
Has a podcast.
So
he's got to have a podcast, right?
The Jason
No
Kelce
doubt.
show, they call it Late Night, which I believe is a tribute to an early NFL Films documentary called They Call It Pro Football. He ran a little short of it.
Oh, it's called They Call It Late Night?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he ran the NFL Films short. It's cool. He's football, history guy. Couple things you have to know. The show is in Philadelphia, and it's very Philly-centric. Philadelphia is a unique place, and the people in the crowd are all Phillied up.
Go Birds.
Go Birds. And so there's that. He's got like Harold Carmichael on the show. He's like the bartender behind the bar because everyone's
He's
drinking
on every
beers.
show?
I don't know if he's on every show, but
Okay.
he's behind the bar on the first one. And the other thing that you're going to have is Kylie Kelce.
Who's got her own podcast, by the way? Now
She does now. She does.
Number one.
That's what I heard. There's no way, is there?
Yeah.
What do you
It's
mean?
number one on.
It's just that I know
Podcast
people who
charts
listen
order.
to Rogan.
Right.
I'd like to meet the first person that's like Kylie Kelce or hear the first clip. You know, you always hear clips. Like,
Well, you need to
this
talk
guy
to your-
said this on Rogan.
You need to talk to Jennifer and Karen, the
Oh,
two
yeah,
ladies
yeah.
that your wife went out with. Bet one of them listens.
I will. You know what? I have a neighborhood party tonight
Oh, I'm
that
sorry.
I can't get out of, and so
I'm
That's
sorry,
tough.
Dan.
I have book club tonight. Not me,
Ooh,
but
free.
her. But it's not till like 7.
But yeah, you might be in bed by then.
I was going to say, by the time I get the kids
But I'm just
down,
saying, I can do some
cashed out.
interviewing tonight.
Yeah.
Let's just see if anybody has heard the Kylie Kelce? Kylie Kelce?
Kylie Kelsey's Corner.
What's her middle name?
Don't know, but it is called Kylie's Corner on the show, which
Okay.
you'll see on this video. But I guess she's like made a name for herself because when I saw her podcast released, she put out a trailer. And I guess that
Do we need a trailer?
yeah, for sure. I guess
What does that mean?
Like she put out like a teaser video. Trailer's not the right word. But she
Her
put,
podcast name is Not Gonna Lie.
yeah, where she previewed all the names she was gonna use. Like I'll say it, and she went with Not Gonna Lie. She actually said,
I'll say it.
I guess she'd been on Jason and Travis's podcast a couple times, and she's like, everybody's wanting more Kylie. Well, guess what? Now you got it. I'll say it.
Despite her best efforts to remain on the sidelines, being part of football's favorite family means the world has found out about Kylie Kelce, now armed with 1 mic and 0 Fs. Kylie is ready to open up on her own terms.
Okay, so we've been told or asked or something in the past, like, hey, you should do a teaser video. You should do this. Let's find other people's teaser videos and we parody those. Let's just do the exact. We don't have to write anything.
It might be the year of Dan.
Yeah,
That's
like,
a great idea.
We just do the Kylie Kelce. We'll just
Yeah.
imitate it exactly, frame
Yeah.
by frame.
I like it. So she's involved here. She's kind of
Write that down, Blake.
what was Letterman's announcer guy? She's kind of
Larry
that.
Bud Melman?
Like she's up on a perch,
Oh.
and she's the one who's like going to read things, and she's going to read the content disclaimer.
So more of a Hey Now Hank or a
yeah,
Ed McMahon?
sort of. But say
Huh?
again. Oh, I thought. What did
He said
Scene
Paul
say?
Schaefer.
No, not like Paul Schaefer. He's like the guy. She's just up there doing like announcements, like what's coming up next on the show. Except she's terrible at it.
Okay.
And has to read it. So we'll play the first one.
I wonder
here,
how she
Rob.
got the job. They probably had tryouts and determined that she's the best.
Yeah. So first we're gonna shout out his parents, then you'll meet her.
Mom, Dad, you were wrong. Turns out letting me stay up late at night was a good thing in watching TV, right?
That was a joke.
Oh, no.
Listen, and one of the other cool, not only am I getting my own show, but I'm getting to make my own show with my wife, Kylie, as the announcer.
Uh-oh.
She's up in the balcony?
There's a K. It's Kylie's Corner.
Yeah, and
with
she's
two
like
Ks.
doing a small, she's doing a small glove.
How do we spell her last name?
Kylie's Corner, I love that sign. Kai, is this not the fucking best?
Kai.
It's amazing.
Oh,
I
so
do
all
have
right,
an
pause
official
it.
disclaimer, though, that
Right, yes,
I'm
go ahead.
obligated to read.
Yep.
So
Perfect timing.
We're obviously allowed to.
Yes.
Profanitize.
So we are past midnight. We're on cable. We are. Did you say? What did you say?
Profanitize.
Okay.
Yeah, you heard me.
I was like, well, I think there's something in my spokes.
He's allowed to say profanity.
So yes, not only that, that is apparently a part of her bit.
What?
Cursing, profanitizing.
Sweet, man.
It is.
So it is. So you're aware of this? Like
Oh,
she'll
yeah.
she'll say
They
it.
cuss all in front of their kids
Yeah.
and everything.
That
Like,
means
that's their
means
thing.
she bones.
She cusses. She busses. Like I don't know.
Is that what they say?
I don't think so.
I don't care if people want to curse in front of their children. Like, whatever. I don't because – not because of, like, I'm worried about them saying it and it's bad. I just don't want to put them in a bad spot at school. You know, it doesn't matter to me. But I think bragging about it is extremely, extremely lame.
Yeah, if that's your identity.
So that's what you're going to hear here is they're like, oh,
bro,
you think our kids would be shocked like this? Ugh." There you go, Rob.
I do have an official disclaimer, though, that I'm
go
obligated to read.
Yep.
To our viewers, this evening's program
This
is
won't be
intended for
funny.
mature audiences. Young viewers, such as your children, may hear language that is inappropriate for them. Not our kids.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely, yeah, no. Swearing is not an issue at our house. So you may hear the occasional F-bomb or something like this. I fucking love you, Kai.
I fucking love you too, Jay.
All right.
You have 4 more of these?
We're not going to
Dad?
play all of them. Yeah, there you go. So
Turns out letting me the show is not.
that's what they do. That's I fucking love you. I fucking love you, Jay.
And it's really sad because they are really funny people, I think, in their normal
they're
element.
entertaining.
And then when you put them out on a stage and you have Jason Kelce, like, see how he's just like yelling every third word because he doesn't really know how to even.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Yeah. And then you put Kelce or Kylie on a perch and I don't know. But when you watch his podcast with Travis, which is a very popular podcast where they're just being themselves,
It's
sitting
natural.
at home, he's hilarious, right? And it's just kind of sad. And she's really funny too and normal. And a lot of females like me in our age range, their moms, like her and think that she's refreshing because she's real and all of that. But then you just put her in a situation like that and it's just like cringe.
It's a bad idea.
Yeah.
We've seen it happen to a million people over time. Right? Like where they take your bit and they're like, do the bit.
Over promoted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't know if it works here. Like I said, it's very Philadelphia heavy, but this next one is interesting because everyone in the crowd, they've got their Eagles jerseys on. Probably all like our ages, Blake to Jake to Dan ages, mostly male, some female, but it's very Philadelphia. Now imagine if this were happening in Dallas and they wanted to Dallas it up or Texas it up. They go to the crowd and they have created like a stereotypical generic Eagles Philadelphia fan lady. So like if this were here, it'd be like if they go to the crowd and there's a guy like in a 10-gallon hat and he's like, well, howdy, Jason Witten.
Mm-hmm.
That would be weird to us because we would think that's really not how most people here are, which is why this bit was confusing to me. This is the generic Eagles lady.
The show is not strictly going to be about Philadelphia.
What? Hold up. Yo, if this show ain't about Philly, then what in the
She has a
gritty
Philly
titties
cheesesteak in her
is it
hand.
even about?
Or Wawa or something.
Well, it's going to be a show about everything pro football. It's a love letter in some ways to the sport that I spent playing my whole career. And Jesus Christ, you are taking huge bites.
He's just eating a sandwich.
Go bird!
Okay, yeah, all right.
That's the joke. And you can even see there's a guy behind her who kind of looks like Charlie from Always Sunny. And he's wearing an Eagles jersey. And when she goes, well, yeah, what in the gritty titties is this? He just kind of shakes his head and goes, gritty titties, cool. Yeah. Just like we would do if some guy stood up and was like, oh. Like, this guy's just like, all right.
Now, is this their first episode?
Yes.
Okay.
This is the one they planned for,
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
They got their best people in there in the writing room, putting their best stuff on paper.
Do more generic Eagles lady. This is the third one. This one's quick, and then we'll wrap up with the bit.
To talk about the NFL. Cool, right?
Whatever. Just give me more Eagles stuff, you dirt.
Eagle stuff? All right, more Eagle stuff. I got you.
That's it. That's her entire point, like as
She's
a
kind
plant
of
in the show.
the Chris Elliott out in the crowd of the early Letterman shows or something.
Yeah. She's got she's got a sub, a Philly cheesesteak. Now this last one here, what we have is, and I feel bad at times for Jimmy Kimmel because of this, because he's ABC, they're paying him a ton of money. He's got to get involved in a bunch of shit that I think he would be like, I don't want to do that. Like appear on other shows or promote this or do bits for people. He's probably met Jason and Travis Kelce. It's ABC, ESPN, so...
are you telling me Kimmel's about to appear on this show?
Yes.
Okay.
And the bit is terrible.
He likes sports.
He likes sports, yeah. Okay. So we'll just watch it, and you tell me if you think this really, really hit.
Oh, yeah. Follow me.
So Kelsey's giving you a studio tour.
This It's not just a door, it's a portal. And it's going to take me to any talk show host that I need to talk to either bounce ideas off of or usually seek advice.
All right, so he's going to go in the door. Now we're going to cut to a canned bit.
Pork Parmesan
Walks out.
would be good.
What's up, buddy?
He's in Kimmel's office.
He's
wearing
here
different
again.
clothes.
Let me call you
so
back.
It doesn't really work.
Hey, man, aren't you supposed to be doing your first show right now?
Yeah, I was just, taking everyone on a tour, showing them backstage, the set, and I thought I'd show them the portal.
You showed the audience the secret portal? It's for talk show hosts only.
Wait, why am I in different clothes?
That's what the portal does. It changes you into casual clothing. I told you this the last 11 times you were here.
Sorry, Jimmy, I'm very nervous. It's my first show. I thought I'd come to you.
All right, but you've come to me a lot of times now. And what I think you really should do is go back through the portal.
Okay.
Do the show, and don't come back here.
Okay. Yes, that makes, okay, yeah.
You know what they say at the end of a talk show? Good night. Good night.
Okay. Yes, yeah, all right. Cool, right? All right, let's head back to the stage.
That's the bit.
That's the whole thing.
That's the whole bit.
What was the payoff?
Someone wanted to go night-night, and they just stopped writing. They just stopped creating that bit.
How long is the show?
It's an hour.
Hour.
It's an hour.
Boy, don't you
Those
think
are
you
like
should
the
have
best
started
moments you
30
pulled?
minutes?
Look, there's another 5-minute bit where he's talking to. Okay. Actually, I do want to play a little bit of this one. They do a very long bit. It's completely failed where he's talking to him from when he's a kid, him whenever he's older. I don't really care about the bit, and this is going to play better on visual, but I need to start the first part of this video and ask you guys a question.
I don't know that it's good that I can identify players by their hands, but man, I love up hands.
Now it's beat?
Hey, Jay, let's move on from the hand stuff.
Yeah,
All right,
not funny, whatever.
Good point. Anyway, that's our studio. Man, oh man, what I wouldn't give to go back in time and tell myself as a kid, little dude, you're gonna have your very own TV show one day.
Here comes young him. Okay.
What the
Young Kelce walks out.
Let it play a little bit more, and so I can.
Whoa! It's 14-year-old me!
Where am I? Who
Okay,
are you?
pause it. I have a very important question to ask everyone. This appears to me, playing Travis Kelce at 14, to be a very tall little person.
Oh, really?
Or some type of new
There's no
person
way.
who is a medium person.
Some type of new person.
Go back to it, look at his features, and listen to the way he talks.
You're in Philadelphia. At the very first episode.
You're
of
saying
your
it's
late
not a
TV show.
14-year-old.
No, that's an adult.
Philadelphia.
Well, this is gonna blow your mind, but you end up playing professional football for the Eagles.
Whoa, I play for the Eagles?
Yeah, you become the starting
That's an adult,
center.
right?
Fucking lineman, great.
Yeah. Well, listen, I'm retired now, but you do win a Super Bowl.
Take me there. Let's get on the field.
I retired.
Am I right?
and
That is
now
not
we
a
host
ninth
late night talk
grader.
show.
It
Always love
looks
listening to
older, but
Yeah, not more than the Super Bowl.
Okay.
I do like your
good
description
point.
of
Yeah.
a new kind of a person
Little asshole I was.
I think that's what we're looking at.
between
You
little
got any other
person
awesome
and
surprises for me, Maury Kovic?
average person.
That is not
Yeah,
a ninth grade
you're right,
child.
you're right.
That is an adult. And that is an adult who is very short,
Wait,
I guess.
is this live?
Yeah, I think so.
So does
Although
that
it
have
was
to
beeped.
do with? Yeah, it is beeped. Does it have to do with like child labor laws at midnight in?
Wait, what?
I don't know. Are you allowed to? I don't know. Are you not allowed to have a 10-year-old out there?
So
we
they
gotta,
have to throw out an adult?
Yeah,
I want to get to the bottom of this because.
and they're like, "Hey,
Me?
don't bring me a little person because that's just. Do you have anything in between?"
Yeah,
and they're
no.
like, "Actually, I do."
like I said, for
Like
me,
you're on the phone with their talent agency.
it's something. It's
I
something
can't get
different.
you a real 8-year-old.
Look, like I said, for a long time we had the same cars. For a long time we just had
And now we
this
got
and this,
Rivian.
and
Yeah.
now, yeah. And in the future, there's new stuff.
And now we have a medium. I know a few.
All right.
We all know a medium, right?
Yeah, that's a new kind of medium. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
That's sweet. When's that? Well, I don't care when it's on.
Yeah,
I'm not
don't
gonna
watch.
it.
Don't watch it. It sucks.
But you did it for us.
Yeah, thank you for doing that so we didn't have to.
You know, I know it's Wednesday, but we now have to do this.
The Thursday viewer mail follow-up extravaganza inclement fossil thing.
We get to do this.
The Thursday viewer mail follow-up extravaganza inclement fossil thing. Got it. The Thursday viewer mail follow-up extravaganza inclement fossil thing.
How about those property taxes, Dan? They're due.
Oh, you want this to be by Ownwell? Brought to us by Ownwell?
I'm going to say that is what the sheet said.
Yeah, I know.
I know. We're moving around. But Ownwell.
Yeah.
Blake, big Ownwell user. Ownwell.com/thedumbzone is where you want to go to get the process started. Takes just a couple of minutes. I'm working with them right now to figure out if they can lower my property tax bill. If they can, and they can for 86% of their users, I will get that money back, and that is the only way I pay them, is if they get me money back. They're saving. Blake's no longer on a per-text phone plan because of Ownwell.
Yeah, they do much more than property taxes, but I think property taxes in Texas due Friday, so get on it. Sign up takes under 3 minutes. Just give them a couple pieces of paperwork, and that's it. Doesn't cost anything to sign up. You only pay if they save you money, which odds are they will.
Call to action. Ownwell.com/thedumbzone. Right?
That's right.
Yeah. That's the call
it's
to action.
It's important that you use
We're
that
calling
call to
you
action.
to act.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Shun.
No.
All right. I have a bunch of emails here. Some follow-ups. The license plate follow-up. Do you remember last week somebody was surprised that CKNBUTT was rejected, which we were saying was chicken butt, yet they had like Jim Nazi was allowed. Bodie writes in, Bruvs, is it just me or is the license plate CKNBUTT rejected more so because it's deciphered as cock in butt as opposed to chicken butt?
I brought that up that day.
You did?
But the morning news article about it, maybe I should have just trusted my instincts, because the morning news article was, yeah, but I mean, that's their interpretation of it, right? So that guy's probably right.
He signs off Bodie, and then the coach who never punts.
Oh, hey.
And I want to just make a note, because that's become a very popular sign-off on email.
Yeah, sorry.
And that might just get your email read. At least this small window of time that it is amusing me, that might make me just read your email on the air.
I was with friends recently, and
Congratulations.
Just started. It was a big moment for me. I just started telling them what was up with Kevin Kelly, the coach who never punts these days, because I don't really have anybody to talk to about it.
Did all that research.
I watched like 3 interviews, read 3 articles, like prepared all these questions, and then I show up and it's just some guy.
Some guy named Kevin Kelly is a listener of ours.
Yeah.
And he scheduled a sit-in.
Well, he bought a roof through Qualis.
Oh, he brought a roof through Qualis.
And now that I think about it, I don't think he lives here.
Yeah, he sat in the den and had told Blake leading up to it, he would just sign off the coach who never punts because his name is Kevin Kelly.
Yeah.
And then Blake is like, oh, my gosh, it's the coach who never punts. And then he thought that was the guy coming in. And, yes, Jake.
I was
now,
super
the guy,
excited.
The bad thing, the thing that could paint me in a bad light is that he emailed me ahead of time and said, hey, I've been doing this bit with Blake. I can't believe he really thinks it's the coach.
And Dan immediately called me and told me, hey, don't prepare for that. Isn't that what happened?
Well, the point is I didn't tell anyone. I just let you believe that it was going to be Kevin Kelly.
I love it.
Put on my best Sunday best.
You don't always have to let Jake in on all the jokes, do you?
Well,
is that in the contract?
I probably should have let him in
because
that was more of a we're doing it to Blake.
It's fun to trick Jake, too. Jake
yeah,
likes
but
to trick other people, but it's really fun to trick Jake.
He could have cured cancer in that time.
I could have.
Yeah. That he
Maybe
spent.
one more news story?
Yeah.
You know, something in between that.
One more Jason Kelce clip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, fellas, I made this a few weeks ago. I forgot to send it in. I hope you like 1950s crooning.
What?
This is from Matt Wisson.
Oh, I do.
A.K.A. Rick Arnett's 35-year-old son to make Dan feel old. Matt Wisson. Rick Arnett was the producer of Bad Radio when that first went on the air. And
body number one.
Rick Arnett was body number one.
How many bodies did you trample on, Dan? 27?
And anyway, his son, I just remember him as a little kid, and apparently now he's making songs for us. Let's see if it sucks.
Dum 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 dumby dooby dum.
I love it.
Dum dumby dooby dum 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 dumby dooby da wah 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 wah. Well, I love you, dumb zone.
Wow.
You give to me.
This is good.
Sports and comedy.
What a voice.
It's a win, you see. Win you see. 4 episodes a week. Let's get our boys
like it.
out of poverty.
Yeah.
So go and grab your buddies. It's time to get more subbies.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. We'll put it at the end of the show.
And the Kevin Kelly thing shook me so bad. I don't know why somebody would want to pretend to be Rick Arnett's son, but I replied and I was like, fucking prove it, dude. Think you're pulling one over on me again? And no, he sent me pictures of him and Rick like in Europe.
Oh, you actually did say prove
I was like,
Oh
hey,
my gosh.
that's
What
cool, man. And he's like, yeah, my dad's. I told him your dad's always been great to me. Seems really cool. And he's like,
Were you digging for proof? Were you trying to be
I really
cordial
wasn't,
while
but
also
I got the
digging for
proof. Wow.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Yeah, good dude. I bet you. Well, I don't know. I was gonna say I bet you that gets you laid. Not the Rick Arnett son thing, but
being able to write a.
I mean, I don't know. Perhaps
Go
on
up to
some
ladies at the bar, like, hey,
golf
I'm Rick
courses.
Arnett's son.
Like that's a different skill, you know.
No, it's great.
And
How did he not send it to us the second he's done with it?
That's
It's
amazing.
like, oh yeah, I made this a couple weeks ago. I forgot.
I hate people like that.
Yeah, like I just do so many great creative things
Yeah, I can
all the time.
forget
They
about
just,
one.
Yeah,
Just can't
I'd be
stop
like,
creating.
I'm already on replay number 3 at that point.
Follow up on Carrie Coon. Having just watched The Leftovers for the first time, my ears perked up when her birthday was mentioned. Jake chimed in with the misinformation that she was in a les relationship with an older lady. I knew it was inaccurate. Jake corrected himself, saying he mistook Carrie Coon for the actress who portrayed Marcia Clark in the O.J. murder trial miniseries. But there's an odd coincidence in this mistake. The Marcia Clark actress is Sarah Paulson.
Mm-hmm.
Before she changed teams, she was engaged to the male playwright Tracy Letts, who later married Carrie Coon.
Whoa.
And they are still together.
Interesting.
Wow.
And now you know the rest of the story. That is from subscriber Ross.
That's a good one.
That is a good one. Ross, you've got the seal of approval on Jake from Jake.
I have a viewer mail for Establish the Run, Blake.
Okay.
This is there's a commercial out there right now. You've probably seen it. This one, Dear Vanquisher of the Vulva and the Perineum Punishers. You know what that is? Your perineum?
What is that?
Yeah, I heard it during her childbirth.
It's your taint. They have a word for it. I have a question for the parenting
It's not
expert.
taint.
No.
Oh, okay.
No. There's a commercial that runs in heavy rotation. A kid, probably 8 years old, sitting on his bed in pajamas, and his dad walks in to put him in bed. The kid starts asking his dad how quick the internet can get info on volcanoes and how to make a project.
Why'd you say it like that?
What,
Volcanoes?
Volcanoes.
What do you say?
Volcanoes. And how to make a project. The dad asks when the project is due and how much is done. The kid says tomorrow and none. The dad just says, okay, I'll go get the glue. Is this bad parenting? And what would Mr. Establish the Run do about this procrastination? Because this emailer says, I think the kid should be hit. I don't know if that's still...
Yikes.
We are talking to him.
Wouldn't go that far.
You are a corporal punishment guy, though, right?
Yeah, but, I mean, when it's warranted, in my opinion, not just all
Again.
willy-nilly.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
Well, this is the whole thing. It's your opinion.
Yeah, it's The Nazis.
I thought if he watches Dude Perfect, it warrants a spanking.
No.
Whoa.
No.
Blake hates Dude Perfect.
It's actually a lot better than a lot of that stuff on YouTube. They don't cuss. They don't say freaking like all the other little guys on YouTube.
I don't.
Are they better
care
than the
about
I Survive series?
Yeah, they are actually.
Okay.
There's no disastrous endings. They don't all die at the end.
I don't care so much about the kids witnessing cursing from other people, but I do care about like getting them used to content that just blows, like Dude Perfect. You know, I don't want them to think like that's good. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
You know what I mean?
We all know what you mean.
I don't know. Probably an opportunity there to teach them a lesson by, well, it looks like you're not going to get a passing grade here, but I might try to help out. I was that kid.
Every
Wait until the
kid's
last
that
minute.
kid.
I was that parent for sure.
Helping at the last minute?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What was your wife?
Who knows? Doing some stuff. I actually got a question that maybe is directed towards Jake, because the subject line was, would Chappie do this? Had an experience this week. It made me wonder, would Chappie do this? Jake's dad, you familiar with Chappie?
Very much.
I was on a plane, and when we landed, the guy in the aisle seat opposite me stood up, unsolicited and largely silent, began to direct the deplaning of our row. This included him raising my armrest to make it easier for me to stand up. He also tried to help everyone in the vicinity get their bags down from the overhead bins. I'm 43 and relatively healthy, not an elderly woman, so it was not really necessary for me, but some seem very appreciative. I remember Jake saying Chappie would often help a stranger park, etc.
Oh, yeah?
Like, so he'll direct you into parallel parking?
Chappie's.
For sure. He's waving.
So this seemed to be in his
Parking helper
repertoire.
He's on the tarmac.
Oh my gosh, I love parking helper guy.
That's from DF Joel. It's so embarrassing as a man to be helped by parking helping guy. Like, especially because I've had this happen to me.
Yeah.
Like, you're with a lady, you're with a woman, and you're trying to show her I can do this.
Right.
And then you can't after 2 or 3
So, like,
tries.
parallel
and then
parking, you mean?
Some guy walks in. Yeah, oh, yeah. Well, no, I would love to have Chappie in the room with me, too, while I'm trying to find it. Like, where's the angle here?
And he's just doing this much. Almost there.
Often she'll help you along there, though.
Yeah.
Help guide it in.
Yeah, I could see
I just
him
need
doing
help
that.
guiding everything in. Whether it's the
Okay,
car or
yeah.
But he will do that?
I could definitely see him doing that. He, you know, especially like post-retirement, he was in charge of a lot of people.
Will he get to know the stewardess?
For sure.
Like he'll know their name by the
He
end?
wants to get to know everybody.
Okay.
But he was in charge of a lot of people. So he felt very important and, like, powerful. And now, you know, he's just kind of retired. And the people that are working on his house, man, like, they deserve hazard pay. Because he needs to be in control of something. So he would definitely stand up on an airport and kind of give, like, all right, you now.
On the airplane.
That's being old.
Does he do that on an airplane?
My dad does not go on airplanes.
Oh.
Unless he absolutely has to.
Really? Why?
He likes driving.
Road trip man.
So it's not John
like
Madden.
Nate Newton.
No, he's flown plenty. And, like, they'll fly. They've taken a couple of, like, Caribbean vacations where they had to fly, obviously. But, they go to Utah. They go to New Mexico. They go to Arizona.
Vegas, right?
They go to Vegas. And that area, they drive everywhere.
I have 2 anchor words submitted by DFs. The first from Andrew, smithereens.
You really only hear things blown to smithereens. That's correct.
And Matt Dallas, bumpkin.
Country.
Yeah.
What tree?
Country bumpkin.
I
threw on another word there just for good
I
measure.
just need the first syllable.
Yeah, not a
Country
lot
bumpkin.
of urban bumpkins. What does that actually mean?
Okay, I got a few of these, Blake.
Okay.
Hoyle.
Is that your the guy at your
Not Hoya.
Chinese food restaurant?
Not
starting.
What's his name? Brian Hoyer. No, Hoyle, according to Hoyle.
Yeah. That's like according to plan, right?
Because Hoyle is a brand of playing cards named for an 18th century Englishman named Edmunds Hoyle, who is known for his works on the rules and play of card games. And I guess that's why people say according to Hoyle. But I've heard according to Hoyle.
Is that Moyle is like what they do your snip with, right?
Moyle?
What is that called?
Oh.
Huh?
Also, we have Whim.
Hi, Taryn.
On a whim.
Yeah.
We have Lou.
A moil is the guy. Moil is the guy who cuts it.
Cuts the wiener or the foreskin?
Yeah.
Hopefully not the whole wiener.
What do they do with the foreskin?
You plant it, actually.
For real?
No, didn't Blake plant the placenta, though?
Yeah, my backyard.
Or maybe the wife will be like, oh, bonus.
I thought people eat the placenta.
You can. Well, they didn't offer us. I don't think we paid for the VIP package. But yeah.
And then what? Pro quo.
Quid pro quo.
That's a Latin phrase.
Go on.
Quid pro quo, it means something for something. You can't just take half of a phrase in another language and say it's only heard with this. That's the entire phrase.
Listen, this guy just...
You can't just say...
With authority.
Or just say diem.
Yes.
On this guy's
Yeah,
email.
they're just...
Carpe.
Right, but that's the same as seize the day.
Per.
Diem?
Per diem.
Okay. You're right. So there's two things.
So there's a...
Got him!
It's quite a war of words over here. I like it.
They cut it off.
Hey, within...
They take a thing and...
Now, this is called...
Thursday viewer mail follow-up extravaganza inclement fossil thing.
This is that, but within that, we have some gummy thoughts.
Okay.
And those are brought to us by Early Bird CBD. What's their call to action?
Well, let me pull it up here for you.
You know Early Bird CBD?
Oh, very much so.
Okay, yeah.
I used our promo code last night, promo code DUMBZONE.
And what do you get?
20% off at earlybirdcbd.com.
And what's the deal with Early Bird CBD? It has THC.
It does.
So if you get drug tested at work or whatever, and you don't want to quit that terrible job, don't take Early Bird CBD.
No.
Otherwise, do.
Yes.
For all the things every night.
Yes, and then you can have some gummy thoughts.
That's right. 2.5 millis of THC.
We're going millis, huh?
Piece. Yeah.
All right. You feel good about that?
Yeah, I did. Did until...
Like, does a copy say millis?
I'm just trying to...
Just be cool.
Trying to relate.
Yeah. Anyway, gummy thoughts brought to you by Early Bird CBD. Let's see. Was thinking about your ants falling off tables gummy question.
That was a good one.
Like, just think about how big an ant is.
Okay.
Correct? And then falling off a table.
Like the relative scale.
Yes. That would be like you falling off the Empire State Building.
Yeah.
But you'd be dead and you'd get smushed.
Yeah, the ants
But the ants just like
"Whew, what was
scurries
that?"
away.
Yeah.
We feel bad for ants, don't we? We never really think about their feelings.
No, I think the point is that they live and humans don't. So something about their anatomical their anatomy means that they can withstand that.
Yeah.
You can't.
Like, how are they not so scared that they explode?
Go on.
Duke writes, a question in the same vein as why lizards can walk on the ceiling. It seems magic.
It seems magic.
Even though I know they have sticky hands or whatever you want to call their Velcro grip.
Boy, this is an early bird.
I've spent hours staring at ceilings in Indonesia watching geckos hunt, fight, woo, and have sex. Often memorized to the point
That's
of
a little
staring in
creepy.
silence till my chemicals wore off. Then he wants to ruin our buzz by telling us a huge part of the answer is that they're light and not very dense. We are heavy and dense.
Boring.
Filled with water and meat. Video Man can explain terminal velocity better than I can. True? He says...
True that he can explain it better than you?
Well, no. Duke.
Oh, okay.
Then
Yeah.
Duke. I'm sure he can explain anything better than me. He says the terminal velocity of ants and lizards is low because their density and body shapes coupled with their low mass. This means they hit the ground slowly and with very little force so they don't break their ant legs.
Yeah.
A penny falling from a 2-story building would hurt a lot if it hit you in the head, but a gecko wouldn't hurt nearly as much, even though the gecko is probably 20 to 30 times heavier.
Interesting. Okay.
So the penny is more dense, is he saying?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Than a gecko?
Yeah.
Whoa.
I like gummy thoughts.
Can a ant survive dropped off a house?
Yeah.
I would think so.
I think that means we're done.
I thought he had a video of an ant falling off.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, how do you get
holy
that?
shit.
Playing you off the stage.
I have one from Beth, who is with us here at Rivian.
Drop Beth?
Yes.
Drop Beth, everybody.
Hey, she lives.
Her gummy thought is, I completely stopped down this morning when I realized whether I use probably or must. For some reason, that changes the tense of the verb that follows. Her example, that probably drives me nuts. That must drive me nuts.
Wow.
That's a person who actually knows how to speak English.
What's the deal with that?
And would consider that. I'm kind of out here running and gunning.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just hoping for the best.
But it is a gummy thought, I would
Yeah.
say.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Here's mine.
I've got one, too, to submit when you're done.
Okay. This is pretty quick.
That's what she said.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Julie.
I'm going to say...
If I can't get Julie to at least chuckle, then...
Within
You owe me one.
our lifetime, so like in the next 15 to 20 years...
You're going to die in 20 years?
You will be able to basically watch your entire full day back. So
Like, are we going to have some kind of a GoPro implanted in our forehead?
I'm sketchy on the tech, but like there'll be a camera in your car that will be on all the time. The level of cameras that you see on the street, in your home, there'll be cameras everywhere. I fully believe that. And maybe if you're just on the phone and you're not in front of a camera, they kind of run like B-roll, but the audio will be there. The audio will be available to you. Everything you do at the end of the day, you'll be able to look at or listen to. I believe that. And it might be because I'm using like the AI note taker thing. And it's just basically taking me talking to it in the car and providing me with very organized notes of it.
Really?
Dude, it's great. Like,
I need
to
that.
Weirdo
I need a
use of
seventh
this.
thing to take notes on.
Like, so I do, like on Saturday mornings, I go to an AA meeting, right? And I don't want to just be writing stuff down the whole time. I don't really want to be writing it all because it doesn't feel personal. But I'll try to remember some things while people are talking. And the second I get in my car, it's about a 10, 15 minute drive home. I just talk the whole time of things I thought of things I heard people say. I hit a button and I've got a perfect outline edited down of exactly everything I heard. And it's not even temporal. So if I had a point on something that I had mentioned 5 minutes ago, it'll put it back up there. You know what I mean?
I do not know what you mean. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you tagged it with that. So how does it put it up there?
Fuck if I know.
Because it knows, like, your train of thought and where it should have gone.
Yeah, and it knows, like,
it knows your brain better than you do.
You were talking about routine. Oh, well, here's something 5 minutes later you said about routine. We'll put that back up in the routine or the schedule part or the whatever. So my point is that, like, when you have video, audio, and text of your whole day, there'll be like a night you can just watch your own sitcom or your own show at the end of the day every day. I believe that.
Yeah, that was a pretty good Black Mirror episode.
Is that all of them?
Yeah, and he ends up taking out the little implant thing because you don't want to see it.
Yeah, especially when they do flashback episodes.
Was that the one where his wife was cheating on him or something?
Well, yeah, didn't he cheat and
she
retaliated or something?
Or something like, wasn't it implanted into the fish in the fish tank and the fish that told the tale that he was cheating on? Something.
Yeah. But anyways.
That would help, especially in
unless
the
you're
evening.
trying to commit a crime.
Well, yeah. That's the problem.
It would help
Couldn't
with
get
what?
away with anything.
Well, no, when my wife will ask, what'd you guys do on the show today? I'll be like, I don't know.
I know.
I have no idea.
I know.
And it could have been the wildest thing.
Yeah.
And
That used to be the hardest question, like doing 4 hours on The Freak or whatever. And I'd come home from work all exhausted and be like, what'd y'all talk about? I'm like,
yeah, who knows?
You just go to your room and you sit there and you close the door. I'm like, I can't even talk anymore, let alone try to recap the 4 hours that I was doing on the radio.
So that's what we have to do.
Yeah. It doesn't
Shut
go
the door.
well.
Get our wives together, let them talk, make them do a 4-hour show, and then we can have silence.
And then...
and we don't have to hear about their day.
This could be... Oh, wait, you have a Gummy Thoughts.
I have a Gummy Thoughts. It's actually one that came from my daughter, because I think kids are Gummy Thoughts. Like, things kids say is Gummy Thoughts.
Something to that.
Okay.
Everything
yeah.
they say is, like, ridiculous.
Yeah, it's whimsical and like, oh, geez.
And they just say what pops in their brain, right?
Yeah.
And so she said one yesterday that I think fits perfectly a little bit with y'all's aunt conversation. So she asked me the question, like, because, you know, we're supposed to know everything as their parents. She said, Mom, do you think there's a worm?
Yes,
That,
I like this.
Like, worms in general blow my mind. And then we start talking about their mouths. Like, do they have them? Where are they? What do they eat? But what she said is, do you think there's a worm that pops its head out of the ground and says down to the other worms, all clear?
Yeah, I mean, a scout worm.
Yes.
A scout worm of sorts.
Yes, because their whole life they're dodging feet.
I like it.
Birds.
Yes.
Feet, hooks.
Yes.
It is funny, like, she's on to something that there are times where, like, I'm putting the kid down and I might have, like, got a little head start. And she'll start asking me questions, and
On
I'm
Gummy
like, that's
Thoughts?
a fucking great question, man.
Oh, yeah.
That is crazy. What do you think it is? Like, I'm just basically asking her, solve this one. It's fun. It's very fun.
Yeah, so you can cut a worm in half, and then both sides will live.
There's no way that's true for every worm.
Some of
How
them,
would
though.
you differentiate which ones get to do that and which ones don't? Like, you're only half a worm, and then you get a whole wiggly worm. Like, it
There's
wouldn't
no
be
way
fair.
that-
I think they all are wiggly if you cut them in half.
I know jellyfish do that, or at least that's at least what I
If you
filled out
cut a
on
jellyfish in half, it would
That's
regenerate.
what I put on my daughter's poster board for her science project. It was about jellyfish, and I was like, jellyfish facts. And I'm like, son of a bitch. Everything I learned from her, I'm like, that's crazy.
I do the same thing. Like the animal books.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
I'm going to take this one into my room.
Wow. Never knew that. Those things fly, huh?
So what animal would be the most gummy thought animal? I think the worm would be right up there.
The worm is crazy to think about.
You're very confused just in general about
Yeah.
what they're doing.
Although, when I watch those octopus videos,
Yeah.
Right up there.
There's so many tentacles of things we could talk about.
I think of you
Dude,
every week.
get her out of here. I'm so tired of
I didn't even catch what
You
she
didn't
said.
break.
Yeah, you're right.
Thank you, Rob. Get her
Yeah.
off the screen.
Yeah, that's a good
All right,
sign
well,
for
thank
a
you
break.
to Early Bird CBD for sponsoring Gummy Thoughts.
So, it's time for a new vehicle. Sure, you can take a day of PTO and head over to a local dealership for a chat with Hank, or you can head on over to fairlease.org from the convenience of your home and start shopping for the vehicle that you want. Hank may be an old friend of a friend's son, but he's behind on his sales quota, and he'll do everything he can to get you to select a vehicle from his limited inventory. If you already know the vehicle that you're looking for, that's great. We'll structure an affordable lease plan for you. If not, tell us the most important features for your family. Technology, safety features, gas mileage. We'll give you unbiased information on the best leased vehicles in the market. We'll even coordinate test drives before you're ready to make your final decision. Did I mention a white glove experience? Once the deal is done, Fairlease will personally deliver your vehicle to you. Conveniently at home, hassle-free, no cost to you. So it's up to you. Go to the dealership and buy it for 40 to 50% more, or reach out to us. We'll do all the work and get you the lowest haggle-free price you can get, stress-free. Experience the Fairlease difference today.
You're listening to The Dumb Zone.
So I was talking to Kelly yesterday. She wants me to promote Sales@dumbzone.com. If you would like to advertise on the Dumb Zone, that is where you email. Sales@dumbzone.com.
Just like the good people at Rivian did.
Just like the good people at Rivian, where we are today. Their beautiful, I was about to say showroom.
Space.
Corrected myself to say their beautiful space on Knox.
Come do a
right
test
off
drive.
75. Take a test drive. Awesome vehicles.
It's got a lot going on out here over the next few days. You'll have to come out and find out more, or you can go to rivian.com/spaces/Dallas.
There you go. Julie's here with us. She has a podcast as well.
Hello.
Called The Mom Game. And I don't know if you heard this piece of audio, but I thought you'd like to hear. This is from one of their recent programs.
I know, because you know I'm going to Mexico next week. And I ain't got no time to be sick.
You don't.
So keep your distance.
Okay.
Don't come
I was going to
kissing
give you
me.
a big fat kiss today.
Don't be kissing
I've just
me.
been thinking about how much I really value you.
Well, that's
and
very sweet.
Our friendship.
Keep your lips to yourself, girl.
Like maybe there's more.
Oh, God, already. We're like, what? Where's the TR? The timer's not. The timer's not. Oh, yes, it is happening.
Maybe I finally was ready to kiss a woman.
I don't.
Jesus.
I've never done it.
If you were gonna kiss a woman, don't you think it would be somebody better than me? Like, let's. I think you can do a lot better. That's all I'm saying.
You do?
Oh my gosh,
Emily.
That's so nice of her.
So
I wasn't prepared for y'all to hear that.
That would be a great way to promote that podcast. Just
I know. Like
our first makeout session. Oh, I'm sorry. Today's podcast is behind a paywall. I'm logging in.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah.
If I could see Julie Dobbs and Emily Jones making out.
You need Bitcoin? What
Just
do you need?
GoDaddy.com.
Yeah, I've been walking into the studio and rubbing down Dan and Blake every day, and we're stuck on 6,000. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
We put the video up every day of me just go, hey fellas, but
Yeah.
for the two of them,
Everyone's
maybe.
used to it by now. That's brilliant marketing. Why didn't we think of that?
Right.
Yes. And then to be continued. Dun dun dun. Everyone's clicking on that, paying, right? Maybe. And then they're going to click on it, and it's just going to be us sitting there laughing, snorting, drinking wine. They're going to be like, I want my money back.
Well, I'm not saying to just be sitting there laughing, drinking wine. I'm saying you got to make out.
Got to give the people what they want.
Yeah.
Oh, no. It was all just a joke, Dan. I would never make out with Emily. Yeah.
Unsubscribe. Unsub. Now, Blake and I were laughing in the break because I was looking at his template, his show notes, and it's sort of the same template I had whenever I became Bad Radio producer, and then on down, and then he keeps the same format of the Google Doc, and he was looking at March 19th, 2020, which was.
Because I was going to say, like, I have every run sheet of every show we've done together, and the template has been the same. And so I pulled up the first one we ever did, and it was pretty interesting seeing what we were doing on March 19th, 2020.
The first show with Blake. So you and I had done maybe a month, a little over a month, but now we're in COVID, and Blake is hired.
So in the open, it seems like that's when we, I believe this was when they did the flyover for the nurses, which I thought was a poor use of money at that time.
Okay.
Because his wife, who was a nurse, was like, boy, this is great. Death all around me, but here's the Blue Angels.
Yeah, well, yes. Yeah. That's when we got Twiggy was commenting on the flyover, and I think we got a drop from her. We were saying, could Dez play in the slot? Because Dez was still, could he come back? Could he play in the slot? We were thinking, could Emmanuel Sanders come to the Cowboys?
Was that when I was guaranteeing he'll be at training camp?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was many years, but
that's
yeah.
one of the
Let's
misses.
just get to the 2:30.
One of my few misses.
But this has the Julie not listening in it.
Okay.
And then the Coach O PSA where he's talking to the doctor. There's a lot. There's a lot in this show. Anyway,
Doc.
at 2:30 we had a segment called "Is It Racist?" and it featured Dan liking a tweet with the N-word in it.
Always a dicey proposition. I had a retweet the other day where I didn't look at the name of the account at all, and it was in there. And the cool thing is I didn't immediately think, I got to call my boss.
Are you?
I was like, what happened?
But are you allowed to like a song? Are you allowed to?
It's just the way when you hit like publicly and everyone can see it and the word's right there, it's a little weird. Not for you, I guess, but.
Yeah. And not in 2025 for sure.
No.
Here's Jay.
You guys want to do this?
Absolutely.
Zone News.
We're doing the news now,
it's fun that we are here at a car dealership today, or a car space from a car maker. Because this story involves another car dealership here in town. This is a Sewell property. You've heard of that? Been around forever. This in particular is the Lexus dealership. And what we have here is a guy who was fired after 10 years of working at this Sewell dealership here in Dallas. And he was fired after his bosses found out about his wife's career online in the OnlyFans world.
Oh.
So the news is that he actually just won, I guess it's like an injunction or something from a judge telling him you can sue them for that. He's been battling this. He got fired about 2 years ago, and he's been battling the legal side of it. I actually saw Philip Kingston was the one who tweeted about this because his take was like, hey, that's a massive operation over there. They definitely should have known whether or not it was legal to fire somebody over this or not. Now, they say it wasn't because of that. And he says it was, but they did have a conversation with him where they called him in. And apparently what happened was one of the employees there, someone below him, had seen it online on Twitter, Instagram, and OnlyFans and recognized the woman's face from his desk where he had pictures of the family.
So what did he...
Oh, my
he
gosh.
went and told the boss?
He started sending it around to the other employees, not that guy, but the other employees. They all started talking about it, and it became a thing that people talked about at work, and the bosses said, this has become a distraction, this runs against our code of ethics, and it's a problem for the workplace. And they fired him, and according to him, they even told him to say he was fired for a different reason. Probably means you're getting sued. Anytime you have to tell an employee, just lie about this. But yeah, he will now have the ability to sue.
I'll bet you she got a ton more subscribers once coworkers learned that too. Don't you think?
Rob was actually telling me a story
Forbidden
to break
fruit.
about from a few weeks ago. There was a story of a sheriff's deputy in Colorado that they found hers. She'd been there for like 21 years, and she was like, I think maybe her house got hit by a storm and the insurance wouldn't cover it. She's like, I need money. And I also have these massive cans, which she does. And she started doing...
Beth.
What? Just call her out?
Drop Beth.
Yeah. She's new and improved.
We need you. No.
Oh, I thought that's what you meant.
She cuts the drops, right?
Yeah.
You just said something.
Oh,
but
I thought you meant because she recently had cancer and got new cans.
No, I'm just one step ahead.
Did you not
we
know
need
that?
Jake saying... He said, I have massive cans.
But the point is,
Whoa,
you threw it to
now
her.
I
You
said
just
it.
talked over it. She got new cans, though.
I didn't know that.
Beth did, yeah.
I don't. That had nothing to do with her personally.
That's why they call it
cans.
cancer.
Yeah.
Well, I had that too, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now is
You
there...
too? I don't know what I stumbled into, but all I know is that she cuts the drops,
Could you have
right?
gotten bigger cans if you wanted?
Oh, dear. I'll take the hit here. Yeah, sure. Let's talk about this.
Could you have?
Yeah.
Do they?
Well, to an extent.
So you were married at the time,
To what
right?
extent?
Well, you have to have something to work with, and when you have a double mastectomy, you don't have much to work with.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
So there's a cap on what you can get done
Yeah.
based on your
Right, you
lack
got to have
of
some
base.
tissue. You've still got to have some skin,
Because,
getting
was your
weird.
husband with you in the doctor's office when he's talking about the different sizes he could make? And your husband's like, I mean, it doesn't matter, honey,
It's up to
whatever.
you.
But I mean, I don't know.
Like, what'd you say? Was that a sneeze? And he's like, just a little bigger. just a little bit more.
He shakes the doctor's hand on the way out. He's got a 20 in his hand. A little bigger, Doc.
Right.
She doesn't know what she wants. She's delirious.
All that caretaking he did. Yeah, he had his eye on the prize.
Yeah. I deserve this.
Yeah.
All I've been through.
No one's thinking of me.
Yeah, that's the problem. Nobody does. There needs to be a support group for men whose wives have had breast cancer.
Yeah, the real heroes.
Yeah.
But back to the story, you do have to think.
I was waiting for your angle
This is
here.
going to happen more often. Like, I read something the other day that, like, something
What
like
is?
1 in 5 or 1 in 6 of adult females between, like, a 15 or 20-year age window are on OnlyFans.
Really?
Or have been at some point. So there's going to be a lot of people where this is going to be a thing in their workplace, be it their spouse, be it them,
It's a great bit.
whatever.
Like, who doesn't want to see their neighbor?
Yeah, I mean,
it's just
I don't know if you want
the
to
whole.
pay
That is
for
such
it,
a
though.
creepy thing to say.
But it's the same. No, it's the same thing with Blake
Look, hey,
and the
yo,
lady on the
doesn't wanna
Chappelle
see
story.
Hold on. She says it's creepy to want to see your neighbor. It's been a while since I've been to church, but if I recall correctly, God specifically had to tell you not to bang your neighbor, right?
Yeah.
He's like, don't go after
That's a big church
the
thing.
neighbors.
Yeah.
Don't lie
Do
with
not
the
covet thy neighbor's wife. Like, that's.
He didn't put that in there because nobody coveted.
You think
He
that
knew
just
everybody
started
was looking at
50
their-
years ago?
Is it
No.
because of the proximity and not because of, like, could they look like anything in the world and
Yes.
you still cover
Yeah.
Yes.
Just because they're so close
Yeah.
and it's convenient.
And they're not you.
And you can waddle out there after
Yeah,
your
they're not.
midnight
And they're not
pee
your wife.
and-
Yeah.
all right.
So this says while Kirby's wife used a fake name on her Instagram account, the employee recognized her from the picture Kirby displayed prominently on his desk. Some of the linked Pornhub and OnlyFans accounts were geo-blocked in Texas.
Dan.
But the employee accessed them through a cousin in another state by using a VPN. That is dedication.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
That's an online detective right there.
That's a level of
The
horny.
cousin's like, you haven't come to Christmas in 5 years. I haven't seen you.
They knew
Now
about.
you're hitting me up for my VPN.
I don't want to explain it. This guy at work. They knew about geofencing.
That's great.
They didn't.
I had never heard of
You'd
it.
never heard of it. Let's
How
see
am
here.
I
What
supposed
was
to
my
do
next
something I
one
never heard
that
of?
I wanted to make sure I did today? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go?
Do another one about cans.
We talked about this recently.
I just wanted the drop of him. That's
Just
all.
knowing the price of goods. Like, do you know how much eggs cost? This sort of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys aware, and this is not like to get into the politics of, tariffs, whatever. Like, as of in the last couple of days, they're projecting like everything that you buy is going to cost 20-25% more this year, including eggs.
25%?
Eggs is 20%.
Because of why?
Hey,
Is this a tariff thing?
let's start finding some chickens.
I have some
You do?
in my neighbor's yard.
Mm-hmm.
You mean your neighbors have some chickens?
Yeah, but they let them out in the front yard.
They're not your chickens then.
They get in my yard too. They dug up a flower bed.
Don't take their chickens. We don't need you
Do
going
they
to
just
jail.
randomly lay an egg anywhere? Wouldn't that be cool if they just laid an egg in your
Little
yard?
gift.
Yeah.
I don't know. I assume they have like a process where they.
Then they have ownership of said egg, even
Yeah,
if
they
it's on your
they gave
property?
us a couple.
Okay. We're going to need more than a couple if this is really happening.
But yeah, eggs expected to be up 20% this year, and it's funny because the other day when I was at the store, they were out. And this news story has a bunch of pictures of Moretta eggs.
So stock up on eggs.
Sad people in the egg section.
Yeah.
My eggs.
There's something called a doomsday clock that is kept by the Bulletin of Atomic Scientists, nerds.
Okay, what is it? I've heard of it. What is it?
It's basically their these group of scientists metric, their rating of how close humanity is to ending.
Oh.
And they moved it yesterday, the closest it's been to the Great Midnight.
Why?
Citing threats from climate change, proliferation of nuclear weapons, instability in the Middle East, the threat of pandemics, and incorporation of AI in military operations. So this is my question. You know you're going to die one day.
Okay.
You're going to die without really knowing what happens when you die before you die. Let's just say you have a really mid-death, right? Like you're 83, friends and family are there, but you've kind of been out of it for a couple years. You don't really do anything spectacular. Just a normal death. Would you take that or being here for the ultimate midnight?
You want to see the end of humanity?
Yeah. Because there's a finality to that where you don't know what happens after you die, but you at least know like everything is like it's happening.
Yeah, you won't have FOMO.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you won't. Either way, it's the same. So I picked the one where the end of humanity, just to see if it's cool.
But it might be really bad. Like there may be, I've somehow in my mind I imagine locusts are a part of this.
Mm-hmm.
Fire, probably. Lava, yeah. It's probably not a chill time.
So
but
I think I heard,
know it's the end, so go through it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a once-in-a-lifetime type thing.
It really is.
Nobody else, not a lot of people get to see that. So that you're going to die thing, I heard Ethan Strauss mention this to somebody. He said, would you want to live forever? And they quickly said no.
Yeah, no way.
And I thought, that's what I hear everybody always say. And yeah, I want to live forever. Let's go. Don't you want to see stuff that's going to be around in 200 years? Like see how cool it would be? Don't you want to see how big they can make cans? Don't you want to see?
If you're telling me that,
can't make them much bigger than they already do.
Don't you want to see
Without
the
making
eradication
people.
of certain diseases? Don't you want to see technology develop? Don't you want to see if I can keep using this phone even when they bring,
You've brought up a couple things I would like to see how they play out, but nah.
Like if you could time travel 100 years one way or another, don't you go forward? Aren't you more interested in that? Like you already kind of know what happened before.
That's a good question.
Now gummy thoughts. We're back in gummy thoughts.
I don't know.
Should I save this for next week?
It's the name of
I
the
guess
whole
it would
show,
maybe
I think.
depend on what your lot in life was. Because I think 100 years ago there were a very, very small percentage of people that were living well.
Well, again, and I've heard some comedians say this, like, it sucks being white, right, guys? Yeah, everybody's taking our jobs, and well, kind of like anywhere in history we can go. The white man.
Yeah, pretty much a free pass.
So if you're sitting next to your black friend and you both have an option of going back 100
or
years
forward,
or
they're
forward,
probably going to go.
Yeah. But
I'll take my chances.
You can go to any period in history and you're probably going to be doing all right.
Yeah, probably a landowner.
Yeah. You can vote.
That's very important to me.
Yeah,
because that's the only way to make change.
You'd go back 100 years just to vote?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm with you. I think I'd go forward 100. But who knows, dude? Like if we're all living on computers and whatnot, you don't want anything to do with that.
I might. I just read a book about.
They're just gonna roast.
That's what
you.
heaven is. They take your consciousness and like upload it, and then you live. It's kind of like living in the Matrix,
like the singularity type thing, right?
Yeah.
Where you just live on a hard drive forever.
Don't you think that'd be cool?
No. Like, how do you experience any feeling?
I don't feel now, so.
All right. Well, anyways, let's call that the news.
Oh. Such a give up there at the end.
The Dumb Zone News. Like and subscribe.
I really.
What?
No.
You're about to criticize me.
No. I wasn't. I want to know more about that Sewell dealership story. So if anybody.
What? Like what?
Oh, like names?
Or links.
Well,
Whatever.
it's geofenced.
You could VPN us? Someone sent me a thing where I could VPN or
A
have a VPN.
A couple listeners
What does that
did.
mean?
I mean, you can look at the hub in Texas.
But I couldn't figure out how to do the VPN thing.
I figured it out, but before I decided to actually use it, and the guy swore to me this wouldn't be the case, I still think that listener would be able to see what I'm looking at somehow.
Interesting. Probably.
It felt like a honeypot, Like he's like, it's cool, bro. I'm just helping you out.
Yeah.
And then next week, Dan and Blake are like, we got something for today.
Look what Jake was jerking
like,
to.
all right, cool, guys. Awesome.
I don't know if this helps you. I thought this was a very unnecessary sentence. This dispute arises from Kirby's employment with and termination from Sewell. Kirby is a white man who is married to a black woman.
It's only important because the guy also claimed that the reason he was fired is because he was making some waves about how the dealership was treating customers of color.
Oh, okay.
And that there was some discrimination involved, and he was kind of like whistleblowing on it.
That's also a bad reason to get fired, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The account text from my wife, so I don't know if that helps you or not.
It does.
Okay.
It's a starting point.
Well, today is Wednesday, January 29th. We are broadcasting live to tape on a Wednesday. And we have some viewer mail birthdays. One I missed yesterday from Bailey, which is either a hot name or some dude.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a hot name.
Dear Quinoa Lord, Car Tray King, and Chargers running back Blake Tron Means.
That's for very few people, but I was a big Natron Means fan.
Happy birthday to my dad, Randall. Jake, he used to work for NASA, but he never went to space. With that said, he named me Bailey, and while that isn't Ryder, I'm sure that falls into the gay category. Okay, so it might be a dude. It's probably a dude named Bailey. Because if it was a lady, that's a hot name.
Yeah, I agree. Sounds like someone who goes to TCU to me.
More Jared Sandler, more Doug Williams, comic Doug Williams. Please get Bill Burr on the show. Nominating actor Paul Ray. Anybody know who that is?
No.
I never heard him, so delete that.
Okay.
And former Ranger Will Clark as Roseanne's.
Will Clark? Certainly never considered that.
Current day Will Clark.
So,
Whatever happened to Earl K. Sneed from Bailey?
Oh.
Wow.
Yeesh. So when you mentioned quinoa there, and how your wife tried to give you the epistemology, like the whole backstory of it.
It's an ancient grain.
The New Yorker had a tweet today from an article, I guess, about risotto, and all I could think of is your wife reading you this quote or telling you as you walk up.
She would absolutely read that.
Risotto is governed by a set of laws that are rooted in tradition,
Oh,
rich
dear.
in common sense, and aching to be broken or bent. You're like, when is it ready?
Yeah, I just asked what we're eating tonight.
The Mayans,
piece of
actually.
rice.
Dear Uncle Hotmail and Company, do you guys still do this? I would be the coolest girlfriend in the world if you do. I'd like to shout out a happy 42nd birthday to Daniel Dominguez.
Danny D.
Thanks to you guys, I'm not allowed to listen to music on road trips anymore, so now I know entirely way too much random Dallas sports knowledge for a girl living in Charleston, South Carolina, from Megan. Or
That's
maybe
cool.
it's Megan.
Yeah, talk content is better for road trips. I got one coming up in a couple weeks, and I've already got a...
Not for sharing, though, with someone who you're driving with. Do you want to listen to content that your wife wants, or Kelce, or whatever her name is?
Kylie.
No, that's a good point.
Not gonna lie.
It's called Not Gonna Lie.
Yeah.
What were you said a funny one when you were saying it's called something like I'll go there. Or
I swear that's what she said. She was.
I'll go there.
Oh yeah.
Today is the birthday of my architect, Sarah Harper.
My architect?
Don't ask. It's really weird.
Okay.
I don't really have an architect because she's never really done anything, but we were looking into
Oh, you're an architect.
doing something with the kitchen or something. I don't know. And then so Sarah came over and architected and stuff.
Yeah.
She is highly regarded.
That's
I
a
do
pretty
know
good
that.
gig, right? It's like $2,000 or $3,000 or whatever, and they draw you a picture, and they're like, "Well, see you later."
I don't. Yeah, they're not drawing
just a
you
picture.
a picture.
I'm like, I could have my kid do this for nothing.
That's what they did for us. We never even went through with the remodel, but I have her $3,000 picture.
Maybe I should compile a list of all
I
the
spent all my money on the picture and no money left for the kitchen.
female podcast names. I forgot that Kelly Stafford's is called The Morning After.
Yeah, like that pill.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Caitlin Bristow off the vine because they drink wine.
The little wine.
Yes,
I
so
love
I don't know,
wine, dude.
Caitlin.
So they went scrubbing in.
That's gotta be
Because
nurses.
they started talking about Grey's Anatomy on that one. That was Becca from The Bachelor. She's also now a lesbian.
There's a whole
she didn't start
universe
that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jana Wine Down with Jana Kramer.
Oh, love it. Yeah.
So we're not original, is what you're saying? This is some bullshit.
Oh, well, I mean, every dude sports podcast is like the extra point.
Yeah.
You know, like a legal procedure.
Causing a scene with Sarah and Natalie. Side piece.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Calm down.
That's Aaron Andrews and Carissa Thompson.
That's EA and CT.
Right.
Yeah.
Dear
Right.
Vagina Voyager.
Oh, wow.
Today is my 22nd birthday, most notably made the Year of Jake
We have good
magazine
podcast
covers
name, I
on
guess.
X.
What was it? They unblocked?
He said he made the Year of Jake magazine covers on X.
Okay.
What does that mean?
I think
Did somebody
they're-
make a Year of Jake magazine cover?
What's his name?
That sounds
Nathan.
right. Using my...
Nathan Parker is 22 today.
Oh, wow.
Nathan Parker.
Just a pup.
I wanted to recommend the greatness that is Kindle to the book readers in the group.
Okay.
Everyone acts like a little bitch and says, I just need to have the book in my hand. I can't get into ebooks.
Why are you saying
I
like
assume Blake is like this.
Listen,
Anyway,
the feel of a physical book is nice.
I was once a little bitch that said that. I've had one for a couple months now. I love it. I can't recommend it enough. I really do get to read more. It's very convenient for traveling or just day-to-day reading. From Nathan Parker.
Was it you that said you like seeing how far into the book you are?
I'm kind of with Nathan there.
Yeah. I mean, there's a little thing on the bottom that says what % done you are.
Yeah, but seeing the bookmark halfway, you're like, all right, I'm halfway
I'm
done.
with Blake on this. I'm Team Blake. Team Book. We stare at screens for everything in the world. Can't there be anything
Yes.
that we don't have to stare at a screen for? A book is one of those things.
Do you wish they ran the ball more? And
So reading a book is equated to running the ball?
You might be a little uncomfortable in this Rivian
not-
showroom. I believe there's a Model T dealership
yeah.
around the corner.
No gas?
Just because that doesn't mean
I love the smell of gas.
Doesn't mean I
I
am
grew up
Blake.
on gas.
Hey, wait, you
God
could turn
damn it.
this car on in this showroom and there won't be exhaust in my face? Oh, that's... How am I going to...
I can share an opinion with him and not turn into him.
Why don't we work the ball around and get in the paint?
This guy. Dude.
I had my car on for 2 hours sitting in the garage hoping
Alive.
for a sweet
Yeah,
end.
and look at me.
And
alive.
I'm still sitting here alive, just reading.
Notice that I stayed silent during the time machine talk because I'd definitely go back and hang with my people.
Oh, yeah. No, Blake's like, this is more like it.
It's lame.
We're all white.
People respect me.
So it's Wednesday, January 29th. On this day in 1982, Wayne Garland, waived by the Indians with 5 years remaining on his 10-year contract. He was the first ever millionaire baseball player in that he signed a 10-year, $2.3 million contract.
What year?
In like 1977 or 76.
God, that's later than it. So he was getting
Like the first ever free agent class.
$250 a year?
Right, a 10-year deal.
I guess it is.
Waived after 5 years, never pitched again.
It's a very generic sports topic, but I don't think any of those long deals have ever worked out. Like, there's a few in hockey, and I think they ended up, like, rewriting their CBA, like Zach Parise
The
or
two
somebody.
$13 million contracts. the
13
same
year, right?
Or 13 year.
Yeah, and the league's like,
Teams just start to
Minnesota,
resent
right?
them.
yeah.
Well, didn't Ovechkin sign one
Boy, that might be the one.
long time ago?
And Mahomes' is pretty long, but it's, anyways.
Yeah.
On this day in
Sounds
1989, Chris Dudley of the Cavs set the record for most free throws missed in a single trip to the foul line. He missed 5 free throws.
What?
Just lane violation?
The
after
Washington Bullets kept committing lane violations, and he was the worst free throw shooter in the NBA. Look it up.
That's
Look up his
awesome.
percentage, Blake.
I'm okay.
Oh, okay.
Damn, Blake is done for the day.
I don't respect a guy that can't make his free throws, you know what I'm saying?
Not worth your time.
That's a dad.
On this day in
That is a dad right there.
And then on this day in 2007 is when Kentucky Derby winner Barbaro was euthanized.
Oh, no. They tried to fix it.
Yeah. Remember, should we play Group's Call? Or I once found this.
Yeah, didn't they once have to like shoot a horse right on the track? Like,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the horse broke his ankle or something, and they had to put him down.
You know, again, I don't know anything about horse racing, but it seems to me like that's pretty fucking harsh. Like, dude, you can't. I mean, in this day and age, we can't fix a horse's ankle.
Groobs, Howard Stern, you know, titans of the medium.
One and the same.
And a famous wedding on this date. Well, I don't know if it's that famous. 1984, Wonder Woman actress Linda Carter. The perfect woman.
True.
At the age of 33, married Robert Altman. He was 58.
That sucks.
Do you hate him?
Yeah. In prime right there, and she was some...
Did it work out?
Some Robert.
I guess it did. They were married until he died in 2021.
Rest in peace.
So she's
free.
That would be a great turn for my life.
If you married Linda Carter?
Yeah, she's 75.
Yeah.
That'd be fantastic.
Hey, who's the new White House press lady?
I saw her. She's like
a hot
another
blonde.
version of
Yeah.
the last one, Kayleigh McEnany, but now it's an.
I thought I read
much better looking.
that she's
You think the
30
new
and her
one is?
husband is 60.
She's 27.
She's 27?
Jeez.
How old's her husband?
Let's find out.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, I mean, it would make perfect sense, right?
He really does just want to surround himself with beautiful women.
32-year age gap. He's 59.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
God, that's amazing.
Birthdays today, Maxie Kleber, 33.
He's a good dude.
Former Cowboy David LaFleur, 51.
You say it like that because you know he's not good enough to play
Well,
for
he
your
has
basketball
trouble
team.
dribbling and
Shooting
and
knowing
really
where to
being
go
available.
and-
But he's a good egg, that Maxi. Who was the next one?
That's kind of like everybody's like, you know what, Brian Schottenheimer? Great guy.
Great guy.
Great guy. Good dude. Like, the media's got to be kind of cool. Like, he's such a friendly guy. Nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
The last one was David LaFleur is 51, former Cowboy. Xavier Leggett.
Leggett.
Is it Leggett? Is 24. Kai Fairbairn, 31.
Kicker.
Brandon.
I'm really into kickers.
This is
now.
the White House press secretary.
Okay. Yeah, go back to that one. Yeah.
That's America.
Like, you tell me you're not hopping on OnlyFans if that was offered. Just because she's on it's like the lady on the Chappelle show. Like,
Yeah. No.
Let's see. Jose Abreu is 38.
What happened to him?
Fell off big.
Well, he's 38.
Old.
Do you understand, like, what happens when you don't get steroided up and you're in your mid-30s?
He just fell off in a drastic way after signing a big deal.
Olympic diver Greg Louganis is 65.
Dan.
What do you call him?
Well, he's gay, right? Is he gay?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, some people have called him Greg Lousanus because he's gay.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
That one crushed on the playground for sure.
Distancing.
Why?
I don't know.
Dominic Hasek is 60.
Feels like the right thing to do.
Marc
Saber
Gasol is 40. Yeah, Buffalo.
Yeah.
Oprah is 71. I watched
Dude.
the Dave Chappelle Oprah episode last night. It was great.
So what I watched, like I said, was that Tom Green documentary.
Oh, you
And-
did? Okay.
Yeah, and it's amazing. I didn't really learn anything new because I was a huge fan. I would tape every episode. But what you did learn is just how much stuff that it puts into perspective how much he did before Jackass did. Like, they were definitely biting his style. Now, they got bigger, and they were doing
Using
more
his
extreme
dad.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
and man on the street stuff that, like, Letterman was doing, but not everybody was doing. But the weird Oprah thing is his first American talk show appearance before Letterman, before Howard Stern, was Oprah. Tom Green. And
Wow.
she had stumbled across the show, I guess, probably her producers, who I imagine are the best, like, told her about it. And so he's on the show, and his parents are there, and he gifts his parents, or Oprah gifts his parents a vacation. You know, and they're, like, crying. all happy because they think Tom's about to do something to him. He's like, no, I'm actually giving you a vacation on the Oprah show. It was really weird, but it was cool.
That is weird.
Yeah.
Hey, Stu, you want to come over here? Are you going to join closing remarks?
Does he want my spot?
No, we got a mic.
Okay.
Look at Dustin. Look how pro.
look how-
Dude, just swag on a million.
Where are
That
you
guy.
looking? What are we looking at?
Lawyer Dustin.
Dustin Keller?
Here, you sit.
Heather Graham is 55.
I was a big fan of her. She's
Hot.
Roller Girl, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Swingers.
Austin
Yep.
Powers.
Hangover.
Yep. She was fantastic.
Dan, it was 45.8% for Jared Dudley. No, I just jumped in there.
45.8.
Yeah. 45.8%. It's pretty
Incredible.
bad.
Don't you think?
Pretty rough.
Slow, yeah.
Yeah. Sarah Gilbert is 50. She was the kid on Roseanne, or one of the kids.
Ah.
I thought this morning, this is gummy thoughts, but I wasn't. It wasn't.
Whatever.
Had a gummy. The point is, what if one of the Roseanne kids became a Roseanne? Wouldn't that be interesting? Back to you. That's not interesting at all. Go ahead.
Well, I've mentioned this before, but one of my political theories that I don't think you guys have credited enough, really. I think we would have been on a much better path as a country had we let the conservatives keep the show Roseanne in its reboot. I think it was a tremendous mistake to cancel them. So she said some stuff about Nazis. It's Roseanne. You know what she's about.
It's Roseanne.
They had one show, conservatives,
Roseanne.
culturally, and it was super popular.
Yeah.
Like it was getting numbers. And I feel like whenever the left said, no more Roseanne, that's when they were like, that's enough. We're fighting back now. Should have just let them have it. It was a popular show.
Yeah.
Then they changed it to The Connors.
It must have failed right away.
I think it did.
Yeah, Roseanne kind of needs Roseanne to be on the Roseanne show. Rachel Yucatel is 50.
Wow, Tiger. Hey.
That's the one with the voicemail?
I don't know.
Okay.
She was involved in that.
I think she was. She was like
She was like the picker,
side piece
right?
number one.
Yeah, and she would also get other ladies, I think. She was like the Ghislaine
The ringleader.
Maxwell.
Yeah.
G-Max.
Lisa Emery is 73. She is Darlene Snell in Ozark.
She the like country girl?
Country grandma.
Oh, okay.
She, I think, killed a lady and cut her baby out of her so she could raise it as her own.
Oh my goodness.
Which
There's better ways
we
to
recently learned
do that.
is a real thing.
Yeah.
We did a
No,
story about
sometimes
that.
though, you go through all those fertility things. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. What else are you gonna do?
Not that.
Tom Selleck is 80.
Would.
You think he's hot?
Yeah. 100. Yeah. 100%.
Monica's boyfriend.
Richard.
For quite some time. Richard, yeah.
Wow. This guy.
And Blake's upset that some emailer is calling him a bitch.
Yeah.
Adam Lambert is 43.
Very popular show.
What was his
Yeah.
bit? Is he America's
American Idol.
American Idol?
He was like the fourth or fifth one.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And
He was very
Riff Raff is 43.
Oh my goodness, Jody High Roller.
I once DM'd back and forth with him because he was on your GBL list.
He was.
Your guest booking league list from many years ago.
I went and saw him in Fort Worth with our friend Chris Spinks.
Real name Horst Simcoe.
Correct.
Did you know that?
I did, from the Houston area. Insane. Middle of the mall shit.
Never did book him, but he did respond to me a few times.
Same here.
Like it felt like it was on its way. But you know how that is.
I do.
Born on this day, now dead, Rob Baronis.
Kicker?
Rangers
Kicker.
catcher.
I'm really into kickers nowadays.
I noticed.
He had a record 8 field goals in one game.
He just wants to impress his little buddy.
And now he's dead. Yeah, I texted him this morning. I said, hey.
Oh, my God.
Happy Robert. Tell Kai Fairbarn happy birthday if you see him.
You're such a dork.
No, I didn't. And then dead on this day, still dead, you have Barbaro, of course.
Barbaro.
Sorry about that. And Tom Brookshire, who was Pat Summerall's play-by-play partner for years.
I don't know much about him. Is he like popular as a player in this league?
Don't know
Jameson.
anything about him at all.
Okay.
And that was Today in History.
And now we are at the closing remarks portion of the program with Stu Hill. So Stu has been with us before, Julie.
Mm-hmm. I saw
And
that.
You're the guy with the Aggie thing, right?
Yes, amongst other things. I think the references would be I made you guys the car trays.
Yes.
So I've heard about Dan. You use the car tray. Jake, he's using it. Blake's car tray, I don't know. Not sure where it is, but we can check in on that.
Is that the one with the
cards.
cabs on it and everything? Okay, yeah.
It's like made of hardwood, like
Yes.
basketball hardwood
Yeah.
that has like epoxy on it. Very cool.
It's incredible.
Oh, thanks. And then, have makerevamuddigan.com, which is a campaign to change the mascot of Texas A&M University. Just a little light construction back there, guys. No worries.
They don't like your
It's not like
campaign.
we're recording anything.
But so the Aggie mascot used to be a mutt.
It did, yeah. So my
Are you an Aggie?
I am. I'm sorry. I
Okay.
apologize.
Don't you think it'd be really weird if he was that stoked on Reveille? If he was
Yeah,
just-
that would be interesting. No, I went to Berlin actually.
But you
Yeah.
want to change the Aggie mascot. So
he wants to get it back to its roots.
So
though.
I have both my grandfathers went to A&M, and like my grandfather interacted with the original Mutt Reveille. So that's kind of the basis of the story, of the long story.
And you can buy a
but
shirt,
And
which
you can buy a
I
shirt.
did.
Jake bought a shirt. Jake doubled our sales.
Bought
So
a
I think we're at least 2 shirts.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, makerevamuddigan.com. Not to get another plug in, but for any Aggies interested, there's very logical reasoning about why this should happen on the site.
But that is not why you had us out here today.
No. That was just a plug that I got on top of another plug for Rivian, which is a company that employs me. And yeah, we're here at the new Rivian space in Dallas.
Not the showroom.
We can call it whatever you'd like, but yeah, space is overused, and we are guilty as charged in saying space. So this is one of 19 spaces that we have across the country.
Okay. It's awesome, man.
It's very cool.
Like, it does feel like you're stepping into the future here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this space, to use it again, exists really as a showroom, right, to get inside the vehicles. We do demo drives, which is your opportunity to get behind the wheels. So if you're EV curious or just want to try one out, then you can stop by any time. You can schedule online to do a drive. But it's really here for education. There's a lot of interesting laws about dealerships in Texas. So this isn't technically a dealership. We can't sell you a car here. You can only buy a car online.
Oh.
So there's not going to be any sales pressure or somebody trying to force you into buying a car. It's really just for education. So.
Okay.
The perfect setup.
Yeah. There you go.
Sounds like you're a little frustrated with these laws.
No, I'm okay with I mean, like, I don't want to work for a company that has a bunch of salesmen forcing people to buy things.
Okay.
So, yeah, I don't mind that at all.
All right.
And it's really easy online.
Yeah, I didn't take a drive during the break, but I will
Nice, yeah.
do
we
it right
should
when we're
go for a
done.
ride. Yeah. And then we're doing a lot of things this weekend. Can I plug some things this weekend?
Sure.
Is that acceptable?
Plug away.
Nice. So today is Wednesday.
That's what she said.
But Friday, do you guys know Nomad Grills? You know these guys? They make kind of the portable grills. We're doing a tailgate and happy hour with them. We have Vector Brewing. We have Still
I know
Oskin
them.
Whiskey. Yeah.
Mhm.
They're going to pop up, so we'll have some drinks. We'll have some things off the grill.
That's Friday.
That's Friday, yeah, 4
Got
to
it.
8 o'clock, so like a happy hour kind of thing there. We have some veggie things on the grill as well, Dan. I know you like your veggies, so we'll be
Sure.
grilling up all sorts of stuff. And then Saturday is a big day, Julie.
Okay.
It's a really big day. You guys probably haven't heard of these guys, but the T-Box is going to be here.
Whoa! Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Oh, you guys are familiar. You know them.
Give our regards.
Yes, the father of Matt Wisson
There we go.
hosts that show, and Matt
We're going to talk golf.
made a cool song for us.
Talk golf in a big way. Early Saturday morning. Then we're going to roll into the Perot Museum is going to bring the tech truck. They have like a STEM. You guys have talked about STEM before.
Uh-huh.
You can bring the kids, Julie.
Okay. I think I'm going to.
They're going to be here for a couple of hours. My friend Justin Runyon from Runyon Coffee will be here, handing out free coffee. And then from 12 to 5, we're going to get up and down.
Nice.
We're gonna swing. We're going to do, what do we say? What are golf terms, Blake?
Well, you kind of want to avoid the draw.
Yeah, we're going to avoid the draws.
You know, I
There's-
kind of have a natural fade.
Right in the parking lot, there's going to be a mobile golf simulator. So it's like a simulator that's on a trailer. I don't play golf at all, but it uses TrackMan technology. Is that a thing?
Hell yes.
I don't know. So that's going to be your 12 to 5. So you can come swing, bring your clubs, take a test drive. And then that night we're having a little gathering as well. And then Sunday morning we're working with the Adaptive Training Foundation for workouts. If you want to come get a little sweat on at 10 o'clock Sunday morning.
Okay.
All of that
Quite the
stuff can be
lineup of
found.
activities.
Just search Rivian Dallas, and the first thing that pops up should show all of those events.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I was telling you before on my way here, if you pump in Rivian into the Apple Maps, it's not even on the map yet.
It's not. That's an ongoing issue that my inbox is.
Is it just Apple Maps? Are you good with
Google
Waze?
as well? No, Google. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I've had some problems with Apple Maps with my
it
house.
shows like a graffiti wall on
Both
the side
these
of the
guys,
building.
Rob and Julie.
Mm-hmm.
Rob's been to my house 50 times. Julie's been there just a couple, but both of them
have gone to the other place.
Yeah, went to like
Yep.
Hearst.
Yep. We're here too.
Jameson was sent to Hearst? What's wrong with you people? You know.
We follow the map.
Okay. All right. Anyway.
The other use of the space, or something that we do in all the spaces, is use it as a community hub or center. So we have, 3,000 square feet in a pretty good part of town. So if there's any nonprofits that subbies are parts of that need space, then hit me up, stuhill@rivian.com. I don't know. I think that'll be okay. If you want to come use the space, I've got a little bit of a budget to play with when it comes to spaces. So would love to host anybody in their nonprofit events if you need a space.
Cool.
Stu the
Look at this
Space
guy.
King.
Yeah, really am the Space King. Yeah.
Well, this is fun.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. Appreciate it.
Have to do it.
You're not even doing it ironically anymore.
No,
It's
no.
just gotten into you.
I love it.
All right, thanks.
Adios, mofo.
Gotta go before this becomes a zoo.
Thank you for watching my video. Subscribe and type for my name if you want to watch more of my videos.
Well, I love you, Dumb Zone, for all you give to me. Sports and comedy. It's a win, you see. Win, you see. 4 episodes a week. Let's get our boys out of poverty. So go and grab your buddies. It's time to get more subbies. Now come into a sock. Blake's talking Argyle, that's for sure a lot. Arrowhead water, always kept in stock. Saving all his earnings, hoping Lindsey Sterling gives him a heart to Jake has got a story. Maybe it's a camp spin. It's the only news you need. Yeah, he's got a cat now. It cost more than my car. Wow, he's the champion of sobriety now. Dan's mic keeps moving, think he has a cough. Now his wife's at book club, so tonight it's jackets off. Gets an order in at Eatsy's from the salmon trough. Put it on a burger or a nice pilaf, yeah. Dragon Den is bumping, there's something always barking. It's probably Bodie. The show keeps getting better. They need subs now more than ever. It only costs you $9.60. Wow! So I love you, Dumb Zone, for all you give to me. Sports and comedy, it's a win, you see. 4 episodes a week, let's get our boys out of poverty. So go and grab your buddies, it's time to get more subbies. So let's let's get more subby. So let's get more subby. So let's get more subby.